And we live. It's good. We live 47305.
Shalom.
Shalom, y'all. Shabbat Shalawam. Shabbat Shalawam. Shabbat. Oh my gosh, I forgot to send that in the group. I'm gonna send that song. Call how about Shema Shalom Shy? It's the Shabbat day. It's the Sabbath. We're feeling good through the spirit. It's for some of us the feast of dedications. It's my dedications right now. So we rejoice in this day which the Lord has made. We're gonna rejoice and be glad in it. The Most High has given us yet another day. I'm so excited to be on here. I'm so excited to just listen. All praise the Most High. We have our beautiful, lovely sister Yawanah I. All praise the Most High. Call it how about Shema Shy. So I'm going to let her say a few words before I get the foundation of precept, and then we're going to go ahead and kick it off because I'm real excited to be here.
All praise the Most High. Shalom, sisters. Lord willing, y'all feeling good in the spirit. And Lord willing, this edification is much needed for anybody who tunes in. I know it's much needed for us. And we've been plotting on this one for 2 weeks now. 2 weeks now. We've been, having this one in the chamber, getting some good notes, some good tips for y'all. So as y'all can see by the title, we're going into end times. End times, the prophecies that's to come, and some tips to help us be able to endure a little better during that time. So come on.
That's right. All praises. Yeah, so we've been pretty consistent with our sisters chat every 2 weeks. So Lord willing, we can keep that up. Because it feels good and we need it just as much as y'all do.
Yes.
So without further ado, all praise to the Most High. Yeah, I'm excited for this one. I think it'll be a great one. And we're gonna get the foundation precept. First Peter 4:11. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Yahweh giveth, that Yahweh in all things may be glorified through Yahweh Mashiach, to be praised in the man forever. Amen. So, want to speak the oracles of the Most High. Want to speak those things that are pleasing in the sight of the Lord. With everything we do and say, we want to glorify Yahweh through His Son, Yahweh Mashiach, because it is only the ability of the Most High that we're able to get on here, understand these precepts, talk about these precepts, edify one another. And Hebrews 10:24. And let us consider one another to provoke unto love and to good works. So on here to provoke our sisters unto love and to good works. So come on, call it how about Shema Shy. Shalom to the sisters that will be joining. That are watching now. All praise to the Most High. How about Shema Shy? So I'm really excited. Okay. So before we got so how we plan to do this through the spirit is we're going to go over some precepts, obviously go into a little lesson, and then we're going to get into some good tips, tricks, play some survival videos. Yawanah, I know she got an arsenal full of tips over there. Good tips, videos, and just all of those good things. And we understand at the times that we're coming in, nobody really wants to talk about those things. Nobody wants to, let's be real, nobody wants to experience Jacob's trouble. It's going to be the worst time in history. And so we don't yearn for that. Like the scriptures tell us we shouldn't even desire the day of the Lord. That's how bad. Are you biting me? That's how bad it's going to be. We don't want to desire the day of the Lord. So it's gonna be rough, and like I said, nobody's over here like praying, oh Lord, can Jacob's trouble come already? Please let it come. It's not a beautiful thing. It's not a good feeling. I'm gonna say that to not ramble, and the best way I can put it, it's not gonna be a good feeling. But we can't avoid it and act like it won't come to pass. I know sometimes as women, We might get sad. We might not want to really face reality. We might just like, I know for me, a few, most high willing, February will be 4 years in this walk, Lord willing. And I know for me personally, a few years ago, I didn't want to think about Jacob's trouble. I didn't even want to talk about Jacob's trouble. Every time I thought about the end times, it put a pit in my stomach. And so basically, what I'm trying to say is sometimes thinking about these times will put a pit in our stomach. And it's just like, yeah, I'm not talking about that. But these are the things these are the times we're about to come into. And so we do have to, put away those childish things and, mature and grow as women to understand this is reality. We can't escape from it. We can't run from it. And we may or may not make it to see this time. Like, we don't know when it's going to happen. So it might be in this lifetime. It might be in our children. We just don't. When our children get 10 years old, who know? We don't know. But we do want to be as prepared as possible that we can be, because as we increase in wisdom, obviously we're going to increase in sorrow. The more we learn and grow, the more we understand this Bible, the more we really understand what's coming to pass. It could be bitter. It's not it's not a good feeling. So however, the Most High is our hope, and He'll get us through. So even though there's a lot of hard pills to swallow about the times we're coming, there's a lot of beauty and hope in it as well, because our salvation is what's going to be through Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is what we're going to have to endure through to get our salvation, most high willing. And so we basically going to do this video because we have to be prudent. We have to be prudent. The Most High has given us. He's the Bible is our blueprint. It's literally our cheat code, and we have to be prudent, which means acting with a showing care and thought for the future. It also means wise. So we want to be those wise women, those wise wives, prudent wives that take care of the future, understanding, knowing the times we're coming in. Okay, what can we do to help our family? So I feel like it's our duty as women to look well to the ways of our household, train up the children the way that should go, teaching them these laws, such commandments, teaching them how to pray, teaching them how to read, instilling the fear of the Lord in them, so that most high willing in that day they're okay as well. So most high willing in that day they can have faith, so they can start to build their faith up now. So it's important that we do everything we can to help our children get ready, and of course our husbands will help us as well. But we have to make sure we're doing our part to look well to the household, making sure the kids got bags, making sure you can help your husband get his bag. So this is Proverbs 19:14. House and riches are inheritance of fathers, and a prudent wife is from the Lord. So we want to be that prudent wife. And I'm gonna go to Proverbs 22:6. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So, it's very important that we're training up our children. You know, letting them know what's gonna come to pass. You know, and helping them prepare for that. To the best of our ability, because I speak as a woman. I don't think we could ever be truly prepared for the times we're coming in, because that's how bad it's going to be. But we can strive to do our best with what the Most High has given us, with the resources and the tools that He's given us. So this is Proverbs 31:27. She look well to the ways of her household and eat not the bread of idleness. So we have to look well to the ways of our household. What can we stock up on? And if we could, well, of course, we don't put our faith and trust in these things. We put our faith and trust in how about Shema Shema Shy. But a part of being prudent is being wise to see, okay, can we stock up on this? Okay, maybe I can, teach my child some survival skills, things like that, teaching your child survival skills and things like that. So I yield.
My points being brought out.
So like I meant to get this precept. So like
Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 1:18, for much wisdom is much grief, and he that increaseth knowledge increases sorrow. So kind. As we continue to grow in this walk, it's gonna get bitter, it's gonna be sorrowful. Knowing that, some of our family might not make it, and Lord willing, we make it, because we don't know if our, spot is secure. That's why we gotta work out our own salvation, fear and trembling, and do everything to make the call of our election sure. So we can't say, "Oh, we're 1/3, and oh, we already got our spot in the kingdom." That'd be a powerful thing to say, but we pray and hope that we do. So we got to continue to fear the Most High, keep these laws and the commandments. But as we continue to grow in this walk, we understand that Jacob's trouble gonna come to pass. We understand that we're gonna be seeing bodies dropping. We understand it's gonna smell like blood. It's gonna be bodies piled up as a heap. We understand these things, and it's sorrowful to think about. It is. But we gotta try to prepare our mind and our spirit, our bodies to the best of our ability, because we want to endure during those times. Because, like I said, through the Spirit, Jacob's trouble is what's gonna get us our salvation. We cannot get our salvation without this place falling. So,
Mm-hmm. Huh. Definitely got to keep that in mind, because without Jacob's trouble, hey, we still gonna be in captivity. So just like everyday life has certain hurdles, it's just gonna be our spiritual hurdle that we have to get over in order to reach our goal, which is ultimately the kingdom. And we know that anything worth having is something worth fighting for. So, how much more preparing ourselves in every aspect, physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally, desensitizing ourselves and even, our children um, for these times to come, because we live in a sheltered society. Very, very, very sheltered. I mean, this is a time that is so different and so complex compared to how our forefathers and foremothers lived back in time of Christ and even before Christ. They didn't have cars and grocery stores. You could just eat. Oh, I'm hungry. I just pull up at the Wendy's and oh, this and that. It's not gonna be like that. Jacob's trouble. There's not gonna be phones. So you know this would be a good time now to try to detach from your phone. Detach from even your TV. There ain't gonna be no TV in Jacob's trouble. It's not gonna be chilling on the couch, busting back 3 bags of popcorn and chips. No, it's not. No, it's gonna be different. You don't have to fight for your food 9 times out of 10. You out there in the wilderness, you gonna have to. Right, ain't no McDonald's. Ain't no McDonald's.
look, my head said in the song, he said, "You're gonna take a piece of bread and run, and you're gonna get hit in your head." Bow. For real though, you're gonna
Yep.
take a piece of bread and run. You're gonna get hit in your head. That's how it's gonna be. You're gonna be, like she said, you're gonna be fighting for your food. You're gonna be trying to literally. It's not gonna be like she said, all this buffet and banqueting, all this luxury 3 meals a day, and all these snacks we eat throughout the day. It's gonna be more so you find food. If you don't come across like a big stash, like a bunker or something, it's gonna be more so you find food, and now you gotta break it up amongst 10 people.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Definitely. And what comes to mind for me is like, um, definitely good to learn how to garden. Um, what comes to mind for me is like sometimes I know as women, we I don't know if other sisters experience this, but sometimes as women we might be at the feast days, and we just like, dang, I'm hungry. The brothers they done did a 3-4 hour lesson, or maybe they chopping it up, and we just waiting to eat. And you got some sisters gotta get mad in that thing. They gotta stay attitude. They not for it. How much for it? Going days, weeks, only getting a little piece of a little snack. These are things that we gotta you gotta put our mind. We gotta put our minds back. Remember the times, the days old, or
Because there's nothing under the sun.
yeah.
Yeah. The Walking Dead, that was a good show until it wasn't. I mean, I got tired of it. It
Dang.
was good until it wasn't. I watched maybe up until, I don't even know what season I stopped watching, but that was I remember when I first came to the truth, I was watching The Walking Dead. I was actually binge watching it. Ain't gonna lie, I was binge watching it. And it did help me imagine that a little too. And they be having these different shows and movies that might help you imagine it, but it's just giving you an idea, because it's that the shows and movies we see don't even really do justice how bad it's really gonna be.
Yeah. for sure. And upon increasing and fasting, and that's really there's so many layers to it, but ultimately we know that we gotta stock up on faith more
Yes.
than anything, because with faith, hey, you can move mountains in this thing, man. You have faith, and the most I see you got faith, he's gonna take care of us. As long as we, are diligent, we're not, oh, all hell break loose. Now you're starting to break all types of commandments. You're just saying, forget it. I gotta survive. You don't want to have that flight mentality. You want to have that fight mentality.
Exactly.
You don't gotta be able to. Just gotta be able to persevere. Women, we're strong. We're stronger than we think.
No.
A lot of times, you hear, oh, we're the weaker vessel, and I can't do this, and we can't do that. But we're stronger than we think, and anything is possible with faith. Anything is possible with faith. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring out my precepts, and then we're gonna get into the tips because we got some good
Wait,
stuff.
I got a few more precepts. I got a
Oh,
couple more.
okay, that's fine.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
I
You
thought
can.
yeah, but my bad, because you said it like you only had like two to get. I just wanted to make sure that we was
Oh no, I got more than a couple.
okay.
But I'm gonna get Sirach 5 and 15 first.
Stop.
Shalom says, I feel like I had a trial. I got a trial run during Hurricane
Definitely.
Helene. Thought I was done. So you're funny.
You said what now? It's all right, 15.
No, Sirach 5 and 15.
All right now.
But that hurricane, a lot of people didn't have power. So in the dang sure ain't gonna be no power in Jake Trouble. Hey, relax.
Because listen, because where I was at, we got hit over here. Everything was closed. Banks, the food. Before the hurricane came, people was going around like madmen, literally. The whole city was out the house. I live in a small city. The population is less than 2,000 people. Hold on, let me check that. Let me double fact that. Hold on.
Check the Carfax.
Oh my bad, I'm tripping. I was gonna say less than 2,000. What the hell? It's less than 5,000 people. So it's a very small town, and the whole city was out that day preparing for this storm, stocking up. Everything was gone, and that wasn't the first time something like this had happened. This happened again last year around the same time with the other storm. That one last year wasn't a hurricane. Though. I think it was just like a tornado, and it was just bad. Like people was already losing their mind, and so me and my head we just kept talking about. Imagine when our hell really break loose, people are going to lose it for real. They're already losing it, and life will come back to normal. But when it don't though, when you won't be able to build America back up, when this is going to be reality. And something I think about is when will people realize, oh, this is reality now? Like it's not going back to normal. That's something I be worried about. Like when do because we know in the truth, we know when it'll be that moment. But I wonder people that's not in this word, when will they realize, oh, this is my norm now? Like life is not. But then again, some people I don't even think that's gonna register for them because the scriptures talk about how like I hell gonna be breaking loose and people still won't repent. And so it's like some people just gonna be really walking around delusional thinking, oh yeah, it'll go back to normal. We'll be all right.
Sucks to be them. Because yeah, it's gonna be. Thought the hurricane was something. Folks gonna be really, really out of their mind. I mean, even during the hurricane, please excuse the crunching and munching. Jubilee, eat chips. But yeah, you had people even like I know the North Carolina areas, they got real bad. They folks was dying in their house because nobody can get to them. Nobody can get to them. So you just in the house dead. They ain't got no food. The food gone. You ain't got no power. So there's no showering. There's no a lot of folks didn't have water. Jubilee, are you serious? So these are the times you don't have to come in. You have to find your own water. Ain't no going to the faucet, pouring your water in your Brita filter. You know, it's no. It's gonna be collecting rainwater in a bucket. It's gonna be, stop purifying water out of a stream or a spring. So it's Sirach 5 and 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or small. So this is a great matter. This is a great matter. We don't want to be ignorant of it. Oh, well, and you don't want to be, just, oh, I'm just going to pray for a miracle and it's just going to come. Faith without works is dead. Yes, we know that the Most High is capable of anything, but we don't want to tempt the Most High and think that just everything is going to be easy peasy, especially because he's given us these warnings and these signs throughout the scriptures that is going to be a tough time, that is going to be, people being miserable, people stank, people dying, people, starving to death. It's not going to be a pleasant time. So I definitely don't want to be ignorant of the times that we're coming in, because we get closer and closer every day in this truth. We get closer and closer to Jacob's trouble. So I'm going to get Isaiah 26 and 3. I don't know if you had this one, but
Fine. Still a bit. I agree. I praise the Most High. Most High, he's not a genie, like the sister said, faith without works is dead. I'm having trouble with the connection. So please try again. We got to do our part, especially because, like she said, the Most High, this right now should be preparation season, because we know the big test is coming. The big test is Jacob's trouble. It's like,
right.
just like I've said before in class, you got that big exam you got to pass. You studied all year long. You've had tests all year long. You've had quizzes. You might have had discussion forums. You've had assignments to do, projects. You've been in class studying all year long, and now you got to take the big exam at the end to see if you're going to pass the class. Well, this is similar to that. We've been studying in this truth all our life. Not all our life, like all of our years of living, but however long we've been in this walk, we've been studying. We've been reading about what's coming to pass. We should be watching. And so we've been seeing, like I said, we've been seeing the scriptures, we've been seeing the warning signs, we've been seeing these prophecies come to pass. We've been practicing. We've been having our practice tests, our practice quizzes in this truth, these different trial tribulations. And Most High is using that to prepare us for the times we're coming in. Jacob's trouble will be that big exam that we have to pass in order to get that crown, Lord willing.
The final exam, man. You don't wanna have all your tests and your preparation and all your fasting and all that to go in vain, and you just okay, well, all hell done broke loose. I just can't do this no more. I can't do this no more. Lord, please just take me now. You don't want to have that type of spirit about you. This is a time where you really gotta be able to master your mindset. Master your mindset, because your mindset is gonna make or break you in this thing, especially in Jacob's trouble. Especially in Jacob's trouble. This is Isaiah 26 and 3. That will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in thee. So you got to have trust in the Most High. If you don't trust the Most High now to do simple things like, make sure you got money for the rent, make sure you get a job, you're going to fall. When it comes to the simple things, when you going to eat again, are you going to get murked by the enemy, Esau or somebody? Who knows? But you have to have that perfect peace, that peace that the Most High, through Yawanah I, gives us. We have to have our mind stayed on Him, because once you have your mind starting to sway and go off the, oh dang, I remember back in 2024, man, or 2023, man, it was good living, man. I could go to the grocery store, I could pick up my ice creams, and I could pick up my meats. I ain't had to hunt for nothing. I ain't had to fish. I ain't had to do none of that. No, that's when you start to be long gone. You might as well call it a wrap at that point. Let me see, Job 5 and 18. And I'm going to go to 23 too. Okay, this is Job chapter 5, starting at verse 18. For he maketh sore and bindeth up, he woundeth, and his hands make whole. Uh-oh. Verse 19, he shall deliver thee in 6 troubles, yet in 7 there shall no evil touch thee. In famine he shall redeem thee from death, and in war from the power of the sword. Thou shalt be hid from the scourge of the tongue, neither shalt thou be afraid neither shalt thou be afraid of destruction when it cometh. At destruction and famine thou shalt laugh, neither shalt thou be afraid of the beasts of the earth. For thou shalt be in league with the stones of the field, and the beasts of the field shall be at peace with thee. So we gotta be meditating on these scriptures and really believing that the Most High will deliver us in 6 troubles. He will deliver us. We're not going to be in Jacob's trouble forever. We don't know how long it's going to be. It might be a year. It might be a couple months. We don't know. But we have to have our mind focused on Him, knowing that He's going to deliver us. He's going to make us whole, Lord willing. He's not going to give us over to any plagues, Most High willing, and have us destroyed by famine or by the sword or our enemies trying to kill us, hunt us down. But even if they do, we know that we have a crown for us. We have a crown for us if we stay faithful to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So that is how we cast out those spirits of fear, knowing that, hey, as long as I do what I'm supposed to do in this truth, I keep the commandments, I stay faithful to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, I don't waver in my faith, hey, I got a crown regardless. Whatever happens to me in that time, prepare, do everything you can do in that time. But hey, the Lord is, He wants us to get the kingdom. It's about what we want it. So I'm gonna get Psalms chapter 37 and 19. And it reads, they shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. So I don't know if you wanted to pull that account in the First Kings or Second Kings with Elijah, but
It's gonna put it later.
but there's many accounts in the scriptures
Go
where
ahead, dude.
where Most High has came through for our righteous forefathers and foremothers, fed them in times when they were so.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
This girl up here.
So you didn't have to pull it now if you didn't want to. I was just
No. We go ahead and get it.
okay, Khan, don't be like the Israelites murmuring against Moses. Khan, don't read the book of Numbers and Deuteronomy and those beginning books where Israelites are just going off and off and off. Our forefathers and foremothers are just going off, murmuring against the men of the Lord, murmuring against the Most High, just complaining about everything. We don't want to have that spirit about us. And it starts now. It's not gonna be, you a sister, you always complaining, just like the scenario I gave. You mad you gotta wait on the food at feast day. You mad about this, you mad about that, you complain about this. Something don't go your way, all hell breaking loose. You don't want to be like that and then think that, oh well, all hell broke loose. Oh, I'm just gonna be the sister that's not gonna murmur and complain, and that stuff is not pleasing to the Most High. And the Most High kill people, our people, for murmuring, for complaining, for being ungrateful. So building our spirits up now, not complaining now, not having that spirit about us now, is what's gonna help us in that time to come. That's like you going to take an algebra test. You don't know the first thing about algebra, but you think you're gonna go in there and ace the test. No. You start now. You start by studying. You start by practicing the fruits of the spirit, practicing different scenarios, controlling your spirit, stuff like that. But we can get it, or you could say, go ahead.
Con, our person was high. Did you want 17 or 19? Well,
Oh, that was your pre though. I just remember the account you said you wanted to bring out.
oh,
The account with Elijah and the Raven brought him
yeah. Um,
excuse me.
First Kings 17:4, and it shall be that thou shalt drink of the brook, and I have commanded the ravens to feed thee there. So he went and did according unto the word of the Lord, for he went and dwelt by the brook Cherith that is before Jordan. And the ravens brought him bread and flesh in the morning, and bread and flesh in the evening, and he drank of the brook. So let me back up what the sister was saying. The Most High is gonna make sure that we don't perish in famine, because when has the righteous ever been forsaken? And so although that let's just go ahead and get that. Y'all, I'm sorry, y'all just have to excuse Brill. I mean, her daddy's not here; he can't get her for me, so there's nothing that she up. So I mean, y'all just have to just tune it out. It's like this is Iraq 2:10. Look at the generation of old and see did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, or did any abide in his spirit was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? So the Most High has never forsaken the righteous. He's always been there. He's always made a way for us, and so something that I like to say lately is you be serious about God, he gonna be serious about you. You keep the Most High commandments and you do what's required of us, and the Most High, he's always gonna fight our battles if we do what we're supposed to first. So this is Psalms 22:4. Our fathers trusted in thee, they trusted and thou didst deliver them. They cried unto thee and were delivered, they trusted thee, were not confounded. So as long as we continue to call upon the name of the Lord, doing what's pleasing in his sight, he's gonna deliver us. So he's gonna make sure we're okay in that day. So although it's gonna be crazy times to come to pass, we can't fear. We can't fear. We have to have faith over fear. So this is 2 Timothy 1:7. For Yahweh have not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. So the Most High Spirit's not spirit. The spirit of fear is not of Him, but He gives us a sound mind. He gives us power. He's gonna give us power to be able to endure and to get through this. And like the sister saying, us women are really, really strong. Yes, we're the weaker vessel, but women are strong. We are the pillar of our homes. We're the pillar of our communities. We make things stand and be like we are the glue that holds everything together through the spirit. Call it how about Shema Shai. Us when we do a lot, we hold a lot, we're very valuable. All praise to the Most High. And so we are very strong. And we have to remember that. That's why the Proverbs 31 woman strengthened on her clothing. Um, and so I want to go to Revelation 2:10 because we can't fear these things are going to come to pass. Like I was saying, as women, it's uncomfortable to think about. We don't want to. And even I was watching a brother do it. Me and my head were watching this lesson, and even the brother said it. So if men, even the brother was like, "You think I want my children to go through this? That's how bad it's going to be." And so it's like, of course we don't like the thought of our children going through this or the thought of watching our children die. Like we don't want to like do those things, but it is required of us. And some of us might have to be like that mother in the second Maccabees, that um, the seven Maccabees in that chapter. Um, that had to watch her sons die. Some of us might have to be like that. Some of us might have to be a martyr. There's going to be a lot of things that we might have to go through. You might have to see your children die. You might have to be a martyr. You might have to go days without eating. You might have to not get any sleep. You might have to sleep outside and just taking a quick nap before you have to go to the next location because you're a pilgrim on the earth. You might have to, of course, we're going to have to be quiet and practice discretion so people don't know where you are, so people can't track you. You might have to actually kill somebody with your bare hands because they're trying to harm you and your family. That might be the first time you've ever killed someone, killed anything. Um, you might have to get split up from your family. Me and my head, we've been talking about it, and sometimes we just go through different scenarios, and of course, everything's of the Lord, but there might be harm coming. Your husband might have to stop the harm, and you and your children might have to go, and he catch up with y'all later. Y'all might not re-catch up with you. You might not see him for the next few hours. You might not see him the next day. Who knows? It's a lot of things we're going to have to endure. It's a lot of things that could play out, and so we just can't let our mind go on the oh my gosh, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? What if this? What if that? What if this? What if that? We can't fear any of these things. But so this is Revelation 2:10. Fear none of these things shall suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. So it's not actually saying Jacob trouble is going to be 10 days, and that's it. We don't know how long it's going to be. Some of us might get cast into prison. Some of us might be in these concentration camps. So it's just going to be a lot of things that we might have to go through. And we just can't fear, but rather we have to have hope because we know what the Most High have done for our forefathers. We've read about it. We haven't physically seen it, but we've read about it, and we see what He's doing with us and for us now. The miracles that He's working in our lives. So this Romans 15:4, for whatsoever things are written aforetime, written for our learning, that we through patient and comfort of scriptures might have hope. So we have hope because of the things that we read in these scriptures. We have hope because of the things that we've seen the Most High do in our lives aforetime with our forefathers, and that He does now. So um, we just have to continue to cleave into the Most High, asking Him for faith and reading a lot, so that Most High will in these scriptures can continue to give us the faith and hope that we need for the times to come. Um, because Jacob's trouble will be the worst time in history. And since this was the thumbnail, I'm just get this Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And so the whole goal is we want to be saved out of it, most high willing. That's why I was saying earlier, Jacob's trouble is what our redemption is through. We won't be saved until this place crumble. Until Jacob's trouble happened, there's going to be continual oppression. And so, although we have beautiful things coming, Revelation 21:4, no more tears, no more demons, Isaiah 14, we have all these beautiful things coming. Let me go to Jeremiah 31:17, because there's going to be hope in our end. This girl is biting me, bro. Jeremiah 31:17, and there is hope in thine end, saith the Lord, that thy children shall come again to their own border. So there's hope that we're going to come again to our own border. Let me go to Jeremiah 31:33. But this shall be the covenant I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts and write in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. For I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinance of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof war, the Lord of hosts his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, if heaven above can be measured and the foundation of the earth searched out beneath, I will also cast off all the seed of Israel for all that they have done, saith the Lord. So Khan, the Most High, He's gonna make a new covenant with us. And so we have all these beautiful things to come. There's gonna be hope for us in the end. We're gonna rule again. The kingdom of heaven. There's gonna, like Revelation 21 tells us, it's gonna be streets of gold. The city is gonna be like glass. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be like a dream come true. But in order to get to that dream come true, in order to get to the beautiful lands of that beautiful city, we have to go through Jacob's trouble. We have to endure through this. So um let me go to James 2. James 2. James 2, and I'm going to just read verse number 17. Even so, faith, if it have not works, is dead being alone. I'm going to read it again. Even so, faith, if it have not works, is dead being alone. So faith without works is dead. So yes, we have faith. Like the sister said, we can't just hope for a miracle, just fall out the sky. We have faith that the Most High can deliver us. We have faith that He'll be with us, but we have to have works. So we have to use this time we have now, preparation season. We have to use this time as preparation season to strive to prepare for the best of our abilities for the times to come. So um, I don't really have any more precepts. If you wanted to go ahead and get into tips, I did have the Maccabees account that I wanted to read, but we can read that later if you want it, or we can read it now. But
Okay.
other than that, I don't got no more precepts.
I have a few more. Yeah, I have a few more. Let me get I'll start with Psalms 23:4. Yeah, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. A lot of people quote this, but we really got to apply it to our lives, especially in the time of trouble. So, it's literally, you're gonna be walking through valleys of death. You might see people dead. You might see people dead, laying there. Tobit, he had to bury a lot of his people. A lot of Israelites. So, we can't you can't be all. Some people, they get really distraught around death. So, it's something to prepare your mind of, and knowing that the Most High is your comfort. Let me get Psalms 91:10. And it reads, "There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling." And it's plain. Let me get Psalms 112:7.
Let me get in there real quick, Baba Kasha.
Oh, you can't get on there.
Um, I just thought about this precept. I didn't want to slip my mind. This is Iraq 33:1. There shall no evil happen unto him that feareth the Lord, but in temptation, even again, he will deliver him. So, all these temptations we'll face in this time, the Most High will deliver us through the Most High willing, but we have to fear him. So, like the sister brought out was earlier, we can't get in that day and forsake the laws of the Most High God. That's why it's important for us to read and study now, because the laws are still going to have to be required of us in that day. We will still have to keep the law, because we will be judged by our works. We will be judged by what we did. Everything, we will have to answer for everything. And we still will have to answer to Yahweh Shai. We will have to stand before the Most High Yahweh Shai. So we got to fear the Lord unto death. We got to endure to the end, until we get the ghost. And until, as long as we got breath in the nostrils, like Job said, we can't. Our integrity can't remove from us. We have to continue to do the right thing. So the Most High got us as long as we, do right by Him.
Con, and you can't. This is why it's important to read, because if you only read once a week, you only read, once every other day, you lessen your chances of remembering in that time to come. In a time of panic, in a time of, and you might be hungry, you might be in the wilderness, and you're like, dang, I don't even remember what kind of fish I can eat. I don't fish this fish, but I can't even remember. I can only eat fish with what? Okay, as long as it has fins. That's every fish. Every fish. So now you probably over there eating catfish, Lord forbid. But if you don't know the laws,
Exactly.
if you don't know the laws, then what? You probably
Exactly.
out there, dang, there go a black bear. I think if it has a paw, you can eat it. I mean, hey, I'm gonna get it. No. These are the things you gotta know. What kind of birds you can shoot and eat. What kind of, everything is in the laws. We gotta be able to call it to remembrance in any time.
Yeah, because yeah, that's why. And it's like, I'm gonna cut you off.
No, you good.
That's like she's saying. That's why it is so important to read and to know this law. All these Bible studies that brothers are doing, these law classes, and we got to get in them. We gotta tap into that. Because like I told him I got to do a better job of make sure I'm tuned into our law classes and just tuned into the lessons that brothers are dropping day in and day out. Because it's like, you know, what excuse do I have? We got all this time to soak up all this knowledge and understanding. Because in that day there won't be no more lessons. In that day there won't be no more all the, being able to congregate. Sirach 11 tells us in the day of affliction there's no remembrance of prosperity. In the day of prosperity there's no remembrance of affliction. So this is Sirach 11:25. In the day of prosperity, there's a forgetfulness of affliction. And in the day of affliction, there's no remembrance of prosperity. So in that time, we're not going to be able to do all the fun, prosperous things that we were able to do now. There's not going to, right now we have a luxury. It's going to be a famine of the word, like the scriptures say. So study now, like, then that's something we probably will go into. We probably will. I'm glad she brought that up. We probably will pull up different birds and pull up different things so we can know what we can and can't eat. Those are things we're going to have to know. You might not be with your husband. You might not be with the elder in your camp. So you're not going to have someone to always be able to tell you That's why we have to work at our own salvation with trembling and fear. That's why it's important that we um, make the call of our election sure, because you're not going to always have somebody there to tell you. You're going to have to know these things for yourself. What if you get separated from everybody and it's just you? That's a very much a possibility. What if it's just you and the angels? Yes, we'll have the spirit of the Lord, but faith without works is dead. So use this time now to study, to know what you can and can't eat, to learn some survival skills, to fast more, get your body used to not eating as much. Work out so you can be able to run long distances. We will be a pilgrim on the earth. What does it mean to be a pilgrim? What does it mean to be a pilgrim on earth? Let me just look up what does a pilgrim mean. Because they ain't gonna tell you. The Bible tell us. Pilgrim means a person who journeys to a sacred place for religious reasons. Travel or wander like a pilgrim. Okay. So basically, we're going to be traveling and wandering. We're going to be going from place to place. You know, it's kind of like Yawanah I. He didn't have a place to lay his head. We really ain't going to have a place to lay our head. You're going to be dang just sleeping in abandoned houses for the night. You might have a mouse run through it in the middle of the night. It's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be beds and TVs. So, I feel like I was going to get something else. I feel like I was going to say something else, forgot. But kind of something that me and my head do when we watch our videos, like when we've watched videos on how to skin a fish and how to filter out water and how to how to cut a fish. And so something like he'll do is he'll be like, "Can we eat that? Is that clean?" I'll be like, "Yes, that's clean." And then
Sorry. So yes, yes.
because we can only eat fish that has fins and scales. So remember that, fins and scales. I think what kind of trips me up is like some of the like and and when it comes to like the law and like of Leviticus and what we can and can't eat, I feel like some of those things are kind of obvious. Like from for me personally, of course we read and we know, but also me personally, something that helps me is I can just be looking at it. That doesn't look clean. That looks filthy. That looks filthy. So some stuff just looks like it's not supposed to go in our mouth.
Okay.
Like
Rats, like,
who
nasty.
wants to eat a snake?
Some of it is really common sense, though.
Like
You
yeah,
know,
some of the stuff really do. Like some of the stuff is common sense, but like Isaiah 33:6 tells us that knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of our times. Okay, and so I love how to okay. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength and salvation. The fear of the Lord is His treasure. So when we go into what stability means to keep somebody stable. It keeps you sane. Stability means the state of being stable. Okay.
firmness, solidarity.
Yes. Yes. So and that. Oh, I'm glad she brought that out. Okay, let's go to stable. Stable means not likely to give away or overturn, firmly fixed. So these it also means sane and sensible, not easily upset or disturbed, of sound mind. So these scriptures what's going to keep us rooted and grounded. It's what is going to keep us from not wavering and not being tossed. And it's what's going to keep us from not being easily chickened out and saying, "Okay, I'll eat it. I'll eat it. I'll eat the pork." These scriptures will literally that's what's going to help us keep us from doing that. It's what's going to keep us rooted, fearing the Lord. It's what's going to keep us with a sound mind. If we don't read about these accounts, we don't read about how our foremothers and forefathers died for the Lord. We don't read about how Elijah was fed. If we don't read about how we're going to be okay and protected, if we don't read about these things, how is it going to help us and keep us sane and calm in that time? So we have to read about these scriptures and know these accounts. So in that time, that's what gives us comfort and that's what keeps us going and that's what keeps us rooted. So we're not so easily to backslide and go against the grain. So I think that's all I had. I yield.
Con, all my points. And con, I got some, I made a little Georgia guide. I don't know where everybody else stay, but we stay in Georgia. So I definitely highly recommend looking into your state, your terrain, all that good stuff. But let me pull my last precepts and then we can get into it. Psalms 112 and 7. It reads, he shall not be afraid of evil tidings. His heart is fixed, trusting in the Lord. And then Proverbs 19 and 23. And it reads, the fear of the Lord tendeth to life, and he that hath it shall abide satisfied. He shall not be visited with evil. So that is all we need. All we need is fear of the Lord. Because you have fear of the Lord, you're not going to go and eat pork, catfish, just whatever out there. You're not going to just denounce the name of the Lord because somebody has a knife to your throat, threatening your life, threatening your child, threatening your husband, whoever it is. You're going to abide satisfied knowing that, hey, the Most High, he's going to take care of me. My soul is going to be secured. My spirit is going to be secured with the Most High because, look, I keep the commandments. I fear him more than I fear man or anything else that can happen to me. And then I'm going to get Ecclesiastes 8 and 5.
Why save your life for 1 second just to be utterly destroyed by the Most High? You said what was the precept?
Ecclesiastes 8 and 5.
Sirach?
No, Ecclesiastes.
Oh, okay, Con. Yeah, man, it's not worth lose. We look, why save your life just to lose it?
Yep.
So we rather lose our life to save it. Lose your life for this wicked world to save it for most of them get the kingdom of heaven, the most beautiful life. Because this life don't matter. You literally gonna eat that pork and then the sky gonna crack open a second later. I'm not talking
Yep.
about literally a second later, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it. You literally just gonna be by yourself a few extra days maybe. It's no point. And why would you want to do that? And so I just pray that my heart desire and prayers that Israel may be saved. I just pray that we endure to the end. And I really do.
Con. And being knowledgeable in the law because you mess around and eat the wrong thing. Hey, you can have it. It could be poisonous, unlawful. Now you dead because you couldn't endure a couple days. You couldn't wait for the Most High to make something that was clean to come your way. It's not worth it.
That's what I'm saying. Like we can't be so quick to feign that day. Like seriously, we can't be so quick to feign that day. Oh, well, nobody's watching. It's okay. The Most High He'll understand. It's food. I gotta make sure me and my family eat. No, we have to. We ought to obey. We ought to obey God rather than man. Acts 5:29. We ought to obey God rather than men.
Con.
So we can't be so quick to give up and so quick to chicken out and go against the grain to save our life.
That's right. That's right. Ecclesiastes 8 and 5. Whoso keepeth the commandment shall feel no evil thing. And a wise man's heart discerneth both time and judgment. So two parts of this. We keep the commandments, we'll feel no evil thing. Yes, we'll go through some hard things, but we won't feel no evil thing. Being given over to madness and vanity and 2/3. So the second part, in a wise man's heart discerns both time and judgment. We got to be able to discern the times that we're living in, the time that we're about to come in discerning judgment, going into knowing, hey, if I'm not on my stuff, I'm not keeping the law, statutes, commandments, I'm not fearing the Most High, how about me, I'll shy. It's over for me. It's over. So you can't be ignorant in this thing, thinking, oh, lottie dottie, it's gonna be this regular life until Christ comes back, and then it's gonna be the rapture. No, it's not. No, you're gonna go through some stuff.
And this is what I don't understand. Let me get this real quick. But this is Proverbs 24:10. And thou faint in the day of adversity, thy strength is small. So we can't be so quick to faint and give up in that day. But this is what I understand. I seen in this sister bio, and she's had this in her bio for years. Because I used to be cooler in the world. She's still got in her bio. Are you rapture ready? Jesus coming. Well, I generally, and me and my husband just talking about this last night. 2 nights ago, what I generally don't understand, how do you live a life full of wickedness? You don't do anything, and I say this in like a humble way because it's only of the grace and mercy of Yahweh Shemel Shai that we're in this knowledge and able to keep these commandments because we were once, not keeping them. What I don't understand though is how do you live? Literally, people they say that, are you rapture? Are you rapture ready? Like, if there was a rapture, you're not even ready. And I say that because it's like people live a life full of not keeping God's commandments, and they think that they're you really think your lifestyle is pleasing to God, and that if His Son did come rapture you, that you're gonna get raptured, and you haven't kept not one commandment. We can't get into the kingdom of heaven without keeping these commandments in sincerity and in truth. So that's why it's so important to know this law, because you can't forsake it when it gets tough. And that's what a lot of people do. Life crack down on them, and you forsake the laws of God, and you can't do that because without the laws of God,
Yes, I will.
it's over with. It's over with. There's nothing more important than these laws and commandments. It's Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. This is the whole duty on why we're here, is the keeping His commandments. This is the whole reason why we are here, to keep His commandments. We are going to have to go through a lot of tribulation. And there's this page, I think it's called the Hopeful Elect 3. It's a YouTube channel. I think it's called the Hopeful Elect 3. And he posts a lot of like dreams and visions that people be having. And a lot of these people be like in the world that don't have that be having these visions and dreams. And something that I've noticed a lot of people say in them these visions is that what a sister said in one of her dreams she said that she just remember praying. She's just praying. She's just praying. And it made me think in that day when our hell break loose, a lot of people are going to start praying. A lot of people are gonna start praying because they gonna know that this is real, and they gonna then realize only God can get me out of this. But it's gonna be too late because you ain't keep His commandments, so He's not worried about you. He's not, and that's just the truth. Christianity has done a number on our people. Um, the Most High, He's a just God, and so He doesn't owe us anything. And He's definitely just God, and so in order for Him to look out for us in that day, we have to make sure we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. Because in that day, if you wasn't doing the right thing, I mean, SOL.
Come on, man. Definitely on point. I think that's all precepts I had. I had like two, but I feel like they go into the tips.
Okay.
But if you wanted to go into what you were gonna bring out first, we can do that.
You said you got two more precepts?
Yeah, but I'll bring them out within the tips because they correlate with it.
Okay. So I don't know what you have, but before we get into like pulling things up, I did want to touch on this real quick. Hold on. The biggest number one tip is praying and fasting, of course. To get this real quick, and then we can like pull up stuff. So this is 1 Kings 19:7. The angel of the Lord came again the second time and touched him and said, "Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for thee." And he arose and did eat and drink, and went in the strength of that meat 40 days and 40 nights to Horeb, the Mount of God. So, like I was saying earlier, fasting get our body used to not eating, praying so that we can remember precepts, and praying for faith, because whatsoever things you ask, believing you'll receive. So praying that the Most High be with y'all in that day, praying that the Most High give you strength, whatever the case may be. Reading and studying so you can remember the precepts and know these accounts, and so you can remember how the Most High didn't forsake our forefathers. He's not going to forsake you if you do what you're supposed to do. But something that I like to examine in this account, slow roast just a little bit, that hold on. Let me read this. This is verse 4. But he himself went a day's journey into the wilderness and came and sat down under a juniper tree, and he requested for himself that he might die. And he said, "It is enough now, Lord, take away my life, for I'm not better than my fathers." So he was so weak from not eating that he asked Most High to take his life. So some of us, we might be so weak because we haven't ate, but the Most High allowed him to eat, and that food that he ate gave him enough strength for 40 days and 40 nights. So something that I'm examining from this account, if I'm not wrong, is he was going without food. The Most High blessed him with food, and that food was enough that he didn't have to eat again for 40 days, 40 nights. So all this luxury eating that we're doing, eating every day, you might go without food for 40 days and 40 nights. And it might be the Most High, literally, he might feed you with an angel like he did our forefathers. He might feed you with a raven. He might allow you to come across a stash of food, but you're not going to probably be able to stay there because we're going to be pilgrims. We're going to have to be on the move. So you might come across a stash of food. Most High bless you with some food. And that's might what be keep you going for the next few weeks and next few days, the next month, because 40 days is more than a month. It's a month and like 10 days. So that's something I'm examining for the precept. So we can't be gluttonous and so focused on food, foodies, all these. It's okay to enjoy food and all that. I like food, okay? I like to eat, okay? But we don't want to be gluttonous and, know, focusing so much on food. And so another tip I have is working out. Um, because again, we'll be pilgrims on the earth. We'll have to run long distances, so working out, building your strength up, strength training, building your endurance up. Maybe coming up with a workout plan. Because you got to remember, we probably gonna have to carry a backpack. Being prepared. So you need to have some type of bag with you, and you might have to run with your kid. You might have to run with your baby on one arm, your kid on one arm. If they're not able to run yet, with a backpack on the backpack on your back, it's just going you might have to have that. So you might have to do that. So you have to be strong enough to do that. You're gonna have to be strong. So um we can't be physically and spiritually weak. I feel like that's the whole point. We can't be weak in that day, physically and spiritually. So we want to train our bodies and train our minds to the best of our ability. Um, so I just wanted to get this real quick before we get into like actually pulling stuff on the screen. So this Proverbs 31:17. She girded her loins with strength and strengthen her arms. And then 25, strength and honor her clothing. She shall rejoice in time to come. So strength and honor our clothing. So physically, we want to be strong and make sure we're able to physically hold our children for long periods of time. Because you might have to physically able to carry something on our back for long periods of time, because it's not going to be able to, oh, hold on, I need to catch my breath. Oh, I need to stop. It's not going to be none of that. So, oh, real quick, let me get this real quick. Because our body is a temple of the Most High God. So, whatever, you got to make sure we're putting healthy things in our temple. Sirach 30:15, health and good estate of a body above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. There's no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. So, making sure that we're being healthy, taking care of ourselves. So most high willing that day, it might be a little easier for us as far as long distance and stuff.
Con. Okay.
But what I had some stuff as far as like the tips that I had. I wanted to show these survival bags. I wanted to show stuff that you can put in them. I wanted to pull up this gold website and then some survival skills. So what did you have? I don't know how you want to.
Mine is mostly based on the show, and then a guide for our state.
What do you mean with a guide?
Like a guide, like what common animals that are clean that we can eat in our state, certain plants and berries that we can eat, certain
Like
plants.
a guide, like stuff that's common in Georgia in our state.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
To help
Fine.
you survive. And
Okay.
certain tools and stuff like that.
Okay. So do you want to go first? I go first. Like how you want to do it?
You can go first if you want to.
Okay. Let me send this link to myself real quick. Copy link.
And then I'll when you go into the videos, I'll show the channel. Show the channel that I watch.
Okay.
Channels.
Lord willing, I'm gonna go through this list pretty fast. I'm gonna just show y'all some stuff. Y'all can take a picture, write it down, pause it, because I'm just showing y'all. So, not nothing too long winded to get into really. Let's see if it came through.
Hmm. Mhm.
Okay. Okay. So this is only $50. Okay, and it's a 250-piece survival kit, and it has all of this stuff in here. So these are good things to have. Okay. I got this for my hair for Pure. I need to give me one. So with something like this, because the bag is actually that small, literally, it's that small. I'm not gonna get up out of bed comfortable. I'm not gonna get up and get it out of the closet. I'm not doing that. But it's actually this small. And so you could get like a bigger bag and put those tools and put these tools and stuff inside of that bigger bag because it's so small. Like these things are actually this small. So that's you're able to put that in something bigger. And so we can kind of go through the list. It's a folding shovel and showing you what you could use it for. And you might need that shovel because like in the law, when you poop, you're not supposed to just leave that poop out. You kind of gotta dig a little hole and cover it up. So let's say in the wilderness you need to poop. But that shovel might come in handy, scoop you up some little dirt, poop in there, put cover it up. We're clean people. The most I want us to do that. Comes with a knife, multifunctioning folding axe, which has a saw on there, Phillips screwdriver, knife, cutter, bottle opener. Okay, go to some other stuff it has. It has a tactical. Okay, okay, tactical defense pen. You can use it to self defense, right, or break glass. It comes with a lamp, two mode, emergency blanket that'll keep you warm, keep you protected from like rain and stuff. Which is also emergency tent, and it comes with a tactical flashlight. Okay, a multi-use spoon. Okay, survival bracelet on it. It has a compass on there, a whistle, and a fire scraper. I'm genuinely not sure what that emergency rope is. Like I don't know what an emergency rope is.
You can use that for like paracord is good to use for like really multiple things, but you can like use it maybe if you need it to tighten something on your, you know, everybody might not have a tent. You might have to make a tent out of, some wood. You might
Mm,
need to make like a makeshift ladder out of some sticks.
mm.
So, to tighten it up or, it's most
Okay.
so
Oh, it comes a loose.
yeah, you would
Oh,
undo that.
that's what I was like. What I'm gonna do with this tiny little thing?
Yeah, it would unravel.
Okay, so this saber card look like it's good to like cut stuff, and it comes with a fire starter
Mhm.
and another whistle. Okay, so it's a pretty good deal. $50. Wire saw.
You gotta be able to cut wood.
And you might need to start a fire. We won't need no waterproof phone pouch. Ain't gonna have phones. Don't need that.
Yeah.
Light stick, a more compass, water bottle buckle, fishing tool kit, a parachute cord, and disposable raincoat. And then you got the first aid kit. So all of that for $50. That's a pretty good. What you think?
Good stuff, man.
That's good stuff. Okay. Okay. So this is a hydration backpack. Okay. So it has like it comes with this that you can put water in and you can drink the water out that hole right there. So you could something put you could get a survival kit like this. Get that survival kit, right? You could take all of this stuff out because that bag is real small and put it in a bigger bag like this with other stuff. An idea is to a tip is you could have like a small bag for like because let's say y'all are running and you're trying to get away and you've got your kids, so you're not going to want to carry two, three, four bags. So let's say if you only have one bag and you got a lot of kids, and it's going to be a lot trying to juggle all of that. So a piece of advice could be have two bags, maybe a duffel bag, but a small and a backpack. A backpack will be the primary bag that has like the must need stuff to survive. And of course, we know the Most High got us, but that could be the must need bag. So let's say you might have to drop the duffel bag off and come to it later, Lord willing, just to get away from somebody. You might have to hide it in a bush or something like that, but you still have your primary bag. So let's say you had to leave that bag, you can't come back to it. Well, your backpack is what's gonna be what'll still get y'all through. So you could put stuff like um we'll get into that later. But here's some other stuff you could put in the bag, your emergency bag. And of course we don't put our faith in these things because we know Yahweh Shemashah got us the way. We put our faith and trust in him that he will provide, but we do want to, faith without works is dead. So have some works, get some stuff ready. So, like so they have kosher, ready, meals ready to eat because the regular ones be having pork in it. So, where's the website that I had seen? I'm gonna have to go to Google because Microsoft be tripping. Okay. Okay, so kosher MREs, made it real eats, like the military meals. Where do I go? Okay, so they have a 12 pack. You create your own. Chicken royale, bring brown rice, hickory smoked beef, jalapeno curry, all these different things. Okay, and I think there's another website, My Patriot Supply. Yeah, hold on, let me see. What website is this? XMRE. Oh, this is not Google. Okay, where's Google? Go back. Because I think these are the. See, this is crazy. 6 month emergency food supply for $2,000. But see, you probably not gonna be able to carry all that with you though. So that's why this is something that we could look into. Survival tabs. So they're basically supposed to be meal replacements. These right here. They're supposed to be meal replacements. Emergency survival food. So it's supposed to be something that you can eat that's nutritious and that's able to replace your meal that'll give you some strength. It's 8 days. Okay. We know that even if we do go without food, we'll be okay. But y'all, there's nothing wrong with preparing for even if there's a body of water You never know. Most of all the water might be dried up, but let's say you might come across a bottle of water. I think it's important to know how to swim, but just in case you don't, some arm floats.
Jake.
Yeah, I don't know how to swim. I need to learn. My mom, and this is gonna sound crazy. She enrolled me in swim lessons when I was a little girl, and I still don't know how to swim because I was always afraid of the water. I was always afraid. So learn how to swim. I need to learn. Me and Brielle probably gonna learn together because she likes the water. She loves to splash in it. So we'll probably learn together. Get some batteries. You never know what you might need batteries for. Cloth plaids and cloth diapers because regular diapers and regular pads will leave a trail. You got to use discretion that day. You don't want people to come know where you at. Okay, so and if you run out of diapers, then what? It ain't gonna be no stores to go buy Pampers and Huggy wipes. You're gonna have to have
Okay.
something. Okay, so cloth diapers, and the scriptures tell us women gonna stink. And I pray we don't. I pray I don't walk around smell like fish. I don't want to smell like fish. But cloth pads, so that way, because we still probably will be getting our period in that day. Life is just still gonna be that probably not gonna stop. People will be pregnant that day, so it's just gonna be a lot going on. So have you some cloth pads. Um, have you some wipes, but don't throw them on the ground. Don't leave no trail, y'all.
Yeah.
I
Hopefully,
would say, what'd you say?
I said hopefully you can get to a body of water and rinse that stuff and
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, using a body of water to rinse off the cloth diapers and cloth wipes, and then hurry up and get back on. Um, Also, me personally, I would like to pack some travel size deodorant and toothbrush. Although I might not be able to use it. I don't know. I'm just a big hygiene person. And that's the thing though. A lot of us are big hygiene people, but in that day, it's not gonna be showers. It's not gonna be looking good. I'm chilling with my hat on. You feel what I'm saying? It's not gonna be none of that in that day. None of that. Um. So we got the fire starter. Okay. Oh, this right here. So a trauma pack, just in case you need to stop blood from stop bleeding fast, and you can learn stuff from TV shows, which is cool because I'm pretty sure all of us know to stop bleeding. You can put pressure on and toss them around it. I'm pretty sure we've all watched that, learned that from a TV show.
yeah.
So that could be another way. This right here, the trauma pack quick clot. Um, You could pack some coils because that could be a fire starting that day, just in case you can't come, just in case um, you don't, because you can find coil in the nature, obviously, but just in case you don't, I know we already have some because we have a bag of charcoal. So even just use like the resource you have now. Don't throw stuff away. If you got extra stuff just sitting around in your house, see how you can use that to put in the bag or something instead of just throwing it away. See how you can save that. Um, and I think I got like two more, and I'm gonna be done. Um, Off spray for bugs or whatever mosquito repellent bug spray. You don't necessarily got to be off. Just in general, any type of bug spray repellent. I heard that this don't really work that good, but it's something that works better maybe. Mosquito repellent bracelets, and of course some type of clothing. We pray that our flight don't be in the winter or on the Shabbat because it be cold outside. So,
Mm-hmm.
but we don't know what season we'll be in. So I would say pack some socks and pack some long sleeves and some short sleeves clothings. You don't need a whole suitcase like you're on a vacation. You just need at least, I would say, maybe 2 outfits for your husband, two for the baby, two for you. Mm, because you gotta remember in that day, um oh,
Oh,
that's very smart.
that's what I do too.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you talking about the lint like
When
that
you
that you
clean up your dryer,
are you serious?
and it be a lot of it too.
It do. And I've been see, that's what I mean. I'm glad you said that because I'd be throwing mine away.
No, I say it be. I got a chunk on top of my dryer. I gotta put it in a bag or something.
All praises. Okay, the water. All praises. See that? It's why good to do these type of calls. Um, so kind. So these are some things that I would recommend putting inside of your bag. I would also recommend getting some boots because we're gonna be in the wilderness. So you're probably gonna be walking through shrubs and sticks and high bushes. So maybe
Okay,
some boots will help you withstand that, getting scratched up, and you might have to walk through mud. You don't want to be walking in mud with no slides and no tennis shoes. So I would say maybe some good comfortable running boots or something, hiking boots because we're going to be walking and running a lot. So maybe some good comfortable hiking boots. Um,
might
I
be
think those.
tall grass.
What'd you say?
Said might be tall grass. You
Exactly.
know.
Yeah, because nobody's gonna be here to till the earth and to make sure that the grass don't grow over on the highway. So it's gonna be grass and greenery everywhere. Um, a few more things that I
Pine cones too. Pine cones are a good fire starter too.
okay, pine cones. Okay, let me add lint from dryer because
That's free right there. That's
yeah,
free
that's what you gotta
99.
be then. See, see that? That's why you gotta use our resources.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to find my shopping list. Oh, there it is. List. But why is it doing that? Okay, okay.
You got a water filter on your list, like a life straw.
We have one already, but I will add that. Okay, so I know I showed y'all the fire starter that came in a kit, but here's another one, 8.99. Okay, um, maybe some walkie talkies. I don't know, cloth diapers, cloth pads. This is a little list I got on Amazon. Um, knife. So backpacks already showed y'all. Most of the stuff already um showed y'all. I don't know why I got this on here because I don't child. You ain't gonna be able to do that.
Sis trying to be in that thing cooking, okay?
No, I don't know why I put that on there because I don't. You're not gonna be able to carry around a butane stove, like, bruh. It's just it's going to be like the wilderness. I'm in this class because y'all know I'm in culinary. I'm in baking school. I'm in this class learning about how food have changed over the decades, and it's really been real humbling. Back then, you were freaking making it work, like boiling water over a rock or something with a fire. That's how it's gonna be. It ain't gonna be no butane gas stoves. Not gonna be none of that. Um,
So like, if
nope.
anything, maybe a pot, a little tiny pot to boil water and
Right.
food and stuff like that. But a
Yeah.
stove, that's not gonna work.
Yeah. Um, compass. We talked about compass. A map. Make sure you have a map. A protractor to help read it. So maybe a protracting compass set.
I sure don't know how to use that.
Me neither. Maybe we can learn. Um,
I've
of
used one
course,
before though.
clothes. Okay, and these are some tips like sister gave me. So Vaseline, because Vaseline can start a fire. It's an emergency candle. It's a blister preventer. It can help bug bites. Diaper cream. It can lubricate your weapon to prevent it from jamming. It can help for gas exposure to seal your gas mask. Splinter removal, waterproofing, wound care, etc. So Vaseline, panty, and we all know what Vaseline look like. A pantyhose, A pantyhose can you can put it under your socks to prevent blisters. Um, Blisters will literally handicap you and can get you infected. So you can use it as a mosquito net. It can be used as a strainer. It can serve as a tourniquet, a sling. It can hang food. It can be used as a filter. Many more. And then a red lens light, which helps to reduce the chance of getting spotted, and it can also preserve your own night vision because after being used to a white or bright light, all of these times our eyes is going to need help to adjust to the nighttime. So that's all I have that you can put in a bag. Some things, like I said, write them down, screenshot, pause the video, take pictures, and then you're gonna need something valuable in that day. You're gonna need something valuable in that day that's worth negotiating with. So maybe investing in some gold. You don't have to be a lot. Maybe if it's just literally one piece. Literally, if it's just one piece. I know. So maybe investing in some gold, something that's worth bargaining, something worth trading. They have different options, and they have like I think they have like bars too. I don't know where they at, but they have yeah. So
Um, and even if you can't, get gold, in that time, it might be more profitable for you to have something else because they can't turn it into nobody. They can't go to nobody's store and be like, "Hey, look, I would like to buy 3 water bottles." What if you?
well,
So
it's not even about necessarily buying something and turn it into a store, but there's gonna be other countries that still ain't failed yet, and and gold don't necessarily got to be the most expensive thing. Like something like this, the prices on here they're not crazy. You can get a good investment for less than 50 some dollars. So it's not even also just about going to try to take it to a store because it's not even really going to be stores. But you might come across a situation where, okay, even if it's something like, I'll let you loose if you give me that gold. So it's like
yeah,
you can bargain with anybody, not even trying to trade into the store. You'll be able to bargain with anybody in that day. It's just it's an option, and it could be wise to have because even somebody in the world mentioned having a piece of gold. So
okay.
I
I guess
think
I
it.
was more so saying it would be good to have stuff like that people might desperately need in that time. Like somebody might be bleeding out or something, and you got your trauma pack. And you be like, "Well, I'll give you my trauma pack if you give me that loaf of bread you got over there."
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like
Yeah.
that.
That's why
It's
I said
gonna
anything valuable that's worth trading,
be
anything.
a barter system.
Yeah, anything, literally anything. Yeah, it don't gotta be necessarily gold. Anything. I just know people you because you gotta think like the word is not gonna necessarily like the word is gonna be it's gonna be you gotta think people are still gonna be crazy in that day, and people are still gonna be money hungry in that day, money hungry. So there's gonna be people that want gold, but there's gonna be other people that be like, man, I'll take that though. I'll take them shoes off your feet though.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'll take that. I'll take. It's gonna be crazy because it's like you know you're gonna be having to share stuff with people, and I mean, my head was talking about this like a lot of people like 7 women shall cleave to one man. So you got to think there's gonna be sisters and probably even brothers that are not in the truth that are gonna be trying to like get that last minute. Oh, can you help me? And I'm trying to word this. There's gonna be like you're gonna have like we're gonna have to you might have to share your survival stuff with people. Like let's say somebody you know let's say a sister comes and you know the Isaiah 4:1, you might have to share your stuff for her. You might have to So it's just like a bargaining system. You're gonna need to have that because all the stuff you even prepare and you might stock up and save, you might not even really be able to keep all of that stuff because you might have to give it away. You might have to trade it for something else. So I yield. That's all I had. As far as like stuff to
Mhm.
put in a bag, and I wanted to mention the gold. Anything else is survival skills we can kind of pull up. But yeah, I'm done with my stuff.
Con. I more so wanted to touch on the show. I mentioned it to a few sisters, but I've been watching the show, and I feel like it's been much more productive, proactive than watching the reality shows where you fall into love, and little drama shows where they doing whatever else be on Netflix. But I think it's definitely something that sisters should watch. If you want to pull it up for me, um, this is technically a reality show, but it's not
Is it
carnal.
called Alone?
Yeah, it's called Alone.
Okay,
Pull up
I was gonna
Alone.
watch it last Shabbat. I think I might watch it today.
It's really, really good and interesting. Like
You want me to go
usually,
to YouTube?
no, I just wanted the synopsis, and I was just gonna, um,
Man, show them folks the trailer.
oh, they can see the trailer. They can see the trailer.
They ain't even got
I watched.
11 seasons.
Yeah, I watched season 10 is the one that's on Netflix. So, but it premieres on A&E, I think, if I'm not mistaken. If folks still do cable, um,
Girl, don't nobody do cable. No, I'm stop.
but I think A&E they might have a little a way that you can watch their stuff, um, like Hulu and stuff like that, like their own channel. But Alone season 10, really, really highly recommend. It's basically they have all these people, they submit casting videos, and this people from all across, it's folks from the United States, folks from Brazil, it's folks from Canada, and these people they literally live this. Like they live this survival stuff. They know how to trap and hunt animals. They're pros, they're championship winners with archery, and they know how to shoot. They know how to track animal patterns in the snow or in the dirt, and they know the different terrains and all this other type of stuff. So they pick 10 people, 10 contestants, and they have to survive alone in this season is in Canada. So it's the wilderness in Canada. I think it's called North Saskatchewan. And they have to endure. And whoever's the last one standing wins, I think it's $50 million. Oh, not 50
Dang.
million. Not $50 million. $500,000 is the grand prize. Yeah, so you can see it right there. Alone is an American survival competition series on history. It follows the self documented daily struggles of 10 individuals as they survive alone in the wilderness for as long as possible using a limited amount of survival equipment. With the exception of medical check ins, the participants are isolated from each other and all other humans. So these people are away from their husbands, wives, children, ain't no going to work, these people are out here. I think the longest for this season, the winner, he stayed out there for 60, I think it was 63 days.
That's
63 days.
3 months, ain't it?
That's 2 months and some change. And y'all, y'all probably ain't been to Canada. Canada is cold as I don't even know what. The lowest it got out there when he was out there in the winter. Well, it was a couple of them that made it to winter, but it was the lowest it got was 0 degrees. Zero.
See, that's why we gotta put our flight up in the winter on Shabbat, bro. Cause
Yep.
that's insane.
0 degrees with negative 12-degree wind. Water frozen. Snow everywhere. Ain't no you gotta ice fish. No, nothing's growing in the winter. So you gotta stock up on berries while it's warm. The animals they hibernating, they hiding, and it's just you out there. That's it.
Yeah, what you gonna hunt? Them animals sleep. Shoot.
Okay. And them animals, if you do got food, them animals coming to get your food because they
Shoot,
lived
the
it.
animals, they trying to survive too.
Okay.
They gonna be roaming around looking for something to eat on. They gonna be eating on them dead bodies.
Exactly. So yeah, these people they in the trenches for real. They said they may withdraw from the competition at any time or be removed due to failing a medical check-in. So throughout the show, if you watch it, folks, they can't take it. They can't take it after a while. They can't take it after a while. They might be missing their family. Oh, they crying. Oh, it's just so hard being alone. And oh, I miss my wife. It's my child's birthday, and all this other madness they talk about on there. And they give them everybody get a walkie talkie. They beep beep beep. I can't take this anymore. This is so and so, and I'm officially tapping out. And the people got to come on the boat or come on the helicopter and pick them up and take them home. So it's a really good show.
But see, in that day, you ain't gonna be able to clock out. I mean,
Yep.
you bet not clock out.
Okay. Ain't no pulling my phone. Lord, I can't do this anymore. I'm officially tapping out. No. No, that's the difference between this show and real life. When Jacob Trouble's gonna happen. Ain't no, I'm officially tapping out. I miss my family. I miss the comforts of my home. I miss eating. I miss, you know, this, and that. Cause it was people in there. A bunch of people went home because they missed their family. They felt like they couldn't take it no more, and this and that. Other people they didn't make it because they couldn't hunt well. They couldn't fish, or let me let me rephrase that. They could fish, but they could not catch any fish. It's not guaranteed. You can be the best fisher you want to be, but if you lose your fishing line, you fall in the water. Now you got to debate. Dang, am I gonna jump in this water and risk being cold? Because when you submerged in water, you cold. You got about an hour, 1 hour to warm yourself up, or you get hypothermia, and that's it. That's it. So you gotta definitely. That's where faith comes in. Faith in the Most High and keeping the commandments, because these people they're mostly Edomites on there. They're mostly Edomites on there. So, they're not praising the Most High. They don't know nothing about the Most High. But they got these skills because even in the scriptures, it tells you Esau is a cunning hunter. These folks know how to hunt. They're shooting the bow. They're not missing. They hitting birds out there, squirrels. These Esau was hitting rats that was coming in his tent with his hands, killing them, eating them, skinning them, all of that. So definitely keeping our trust in the Lord, because out there for them is luck, it's chance. But with us, if we do what we're supposed to do, most of all take care of us.
Yep.
So
And something I want to say real quick is that, you know, and it's crazy because it's a lot of people that know how to survive. It's a lot. But here's the crazy part. None of that matters if you don't if you don't fear God. None of it matters in vain.
yep.
I know somebody. It's so many people out here that's stocking up on guns, that know how to shoot, that know how to do this stuff. But if you don't keep the commandments, it does not matter.
Yep.
So all that stocking up people doing on guns and putting their trust in a weapon, that damn gun it's gonna jam up. It's gonna jam up when you need it most.
Yep.
So it's like they know all this stuff, but it ain't gonna profit them because they ain't keeping the commandments of the Lord.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And these people, they come on here with the most pride. Yep, I'm finna win this grand prize, and I'm gonna do this, and this with the prize money. They ain't ready for me. Da da da. But
Be
as
the
soon
main
as it get
ones they give
hard,
up.
now it's, oh, I miss my wife. Oh, I'm stuck here with my alone. One person was out there. He was like, "Dang, I'm over here having food fantasies because all I've been eating is blueberries and cranberries."
Better than none.
Okay,
That's how it's gonna be in that day though.
yeah,
Let me get a precept real quick.
kind of bring it out.
I want to watch this show now. I'm excited. It sounds
It
cool.
is really good. I put my
This
head on too.
this Isaiah 65:13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God: Behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit. So,
Um,
we're gonna be good in that day. If we do what we're supposed to, all praise to the Most High. There was another one I felt like I wanted to get, um, but I'll use it right there.
Con. I'm gonna go ahead and get into the notes that I took from watching this season. Um,
Do
we
you
got
mind
a
if I
lot.
play a trailer?
Oh yeah, no, go ahead. Yeah, play the trailer first, and then I'll get into it.
I'm gonna do the season 10.
Yeah, season 10, season 10. Oh yeah, and they had heavy winds too, trees falling, all types of stuff. Get shelter, might catch on fire. You got to be on alert.
Why they got a 1 minute, a minute and 50? That ain't a long enough trailer.
Yeah, that's the season though. Yeah. Yeah, do that one. The 152. That's probably the best one.
Okay.
That second one, yeah, right there.
I knew I was underwater.
Yeah, I can hear it.
I just didn't realize I was this underwater.
Fair use.
Yes, I'm so glad you said the water. Fair use. We do not own this video. This is
Yes.
not our content. We do not own any copyrights. This is fair use for edification purposes only.
Yes. Y'all see that quote? Y'all see that quote? They have these quotes throughout every episode, and they be dropping some knowledge. I'm not gonna lie. People in the world, but it got some truth to it. The pathway to glory is rough, and many gloomy hours obscure it. It's deep. Deep play.
Come on. Acts 14:22. We can't get the king without much tribulation. Anything worth having is gonna be hard to get.
Mm-hmm.
How did it get blurry? Oh, maybe. Oh, never mind. I just have a look. Okay.
I'm gonna do this, man. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna fight this thing out to the last breath.
Okay,
Oh no.
game on.
I got him! In Alone's most remote location yet. 10 participants set out to survive at all costs.
Our goal is to stay alive.
Battling extreme isolation.
There is no camera crews. You are really alone.
It'll eat at you, tear you up. God, why? That's a battle. Nobody ever comes out the same. Oh man, it'd be impossible to.
And fierce predators.
Some big bear was right outside my shelter. Predators like that, damn sure gonna kill you. Please don't rip my face off.
He bit the hell out of me.
They'll endure merciless winds.
It's been over 60 hours and it has not let up.
I can hear the trees falling down around me.
And bitter cold.
This whole place has turned into a frozen hill.
Last one standing.
It's a moose.
No, no.
Wins.
See, that look good. And see, the Most High, He's giving us these resources. So use this world, but don't abuse it. Most High got us these TVs and laptops and Wi-Fi. Hey, watch edifying stuff. Watch stuff that help you now and in the times to come. Learn stuff that'll help you now and times to come. Use downtime, your leisure time, to maybe read a book on survival skills, or it's okay to enjoy yourself. And but this, we're trying to get the kingdom of heaven. This place is not our rest. We're not here to enjoy ourselves all the time. We got the feast days for that. But
Right.
we here to do work so we can get up out of here, Lord willing.
Come on, man. And the trailer, it do it a little justice, but it's a lot of stuff them people they go through. I mean, being so cold to where your feet numb, you don't even one dude's toenail fell off because it was so cold. You know, you got animals in there. This man, you know, he hella good at fishing. I mean, he catching fish after fish. He go off to go pick up some berries or something. The martins, they the little weasel animals, and it came and got his food. Now you ain't got no food, just like that. So he went from having probably 2-3 fish that could have lasted him 10 days, a couple days each fish.
I know he was mad.
Hot. You can't do nothing about it.
What episode that was?
I don't even know. It's one of them episodes. It happens more often than you think, because just like Sister was saying earlier, these animals, this is what they live this. These people, they just going out there trying to win some prize money. These animals live this. They see some food, they smell some food, they're coming to get it. You cannot be caught lacking. So, and also just going back to what Sister was saying earlier about being gluttonous, you do, you know, the Most High bless you in that time. You catching fish, you catching, you know, you might shoot a deer or something like that. Don't be greedy and eat the whole thing in one day.
You got to be able to know how to stretch food out.
You got to be able to stretch stuff out. You got to be able to say, okay, boom, I got this 5-6 pound fish. This can last me a good 2-3 days if I stretch it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to have the luxury of always eating and eating every day. Like Elijah, we read that he got food. He got fed by a raven in 1 Kings 19. And that food that he ate was enough strength to keep him going for 40 days and 40 nights. So my point is, you might eat once and you don't eat again for 40 days, but you're good because that food lasted you. So it might be where you got some food and it's going to last you 3 days and you're not going to eat no more until you come across some more food.
Yep.
So when you come across food in that day, make it stretch. Don't be greedy. That's why it's good to practice, you know, self-control when we're eating now. And it's good to practice and something that I personally thought about was, let's say you're doing a challenge to not eat, I don't know, chicken for a month straight. Have some discipline to not eat the chicken. And it might sound silly, but I was thinking about this. If you don't got discipline to deny yourself a piece of chicken that you're trying to challenge yourself not to eat for a month, I mean, how will you have discipline that day to deny some food that's in front of you that you know you're not supposed to eat? That's just my take on it. I don't know if I don't think I'm being over righteous, but just practice discipline with the small stuff now, so you can able to resist the big things in that day.
That's definitely a mighty point. Definitely a mighty point. You gotta definitely have some discretion and some sense about yourself, because you know, I'm gonna be vulnerable right here. Sometimes I just be eating because it's right there. It was right there. Hey, you know, there's some more mashed potatoes right there. I'm gonna give me some more. But you can't be like that in that time. You can't be like that in that time. You gotta be like, okay, I'm gonna eat this much for this day. That's it. You know.
And you better pray to the Lord and allow it to make it to keep you going for a few days till you can eat again and till you can have some more. Because like we were saying, it's like it's gonna be a lot of rationing. You're gonna have to say that for somebody else too. You can't be greedy. That the law of loving your neighbors, you love yourself, is still gonna have to be applied. You can't eat all the food from the people that's around you because they need to eat too.
Right. You can't be selfish. And these people, the people on the show, some of them, not all of them, but some of them, they come out there. This one man, he came out there 300 pounds. He gained weight for the show because they already know what to expect. It's not going to be eating every day. It's not going to be,
He gained weight for the show.
He gained weight for the show. He came in there 300 pounds, and I think he lost almost 60 pounds by the end of it. 60 pounds. These people lose weight like this.
From not eating?
Yep. All he was eating was rats.
See.
Rats that he could find that came in his tent.
That's sick.
Then some berries that he could find.
Okay. Are we even supposed to eat rats? No.
No.
So that's why
So
you gotta know the dietary laws. We can't even eat that.
exactly. Can't have that gluttony spirit. But I'm gonna get into my tips.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
just based off the show, you gotta learn how to fish. Learn how to fish. It's not just a man thing. You know, sisters can fish. It's not rocket science. It really
It's real
isn't.
easy and fun.
Yeah. So, you know, everybody's not going to have a fishing pole. So you will have to get creative. You know, it will be very nice if you can have, you know, a saw or a little pocket knife that you can shape you up a makeshift rod, you know, and get you, you know, hopefully if if you're able to have some fishing line with you, you know, you can either have the makeshift rod that you made, you know, and then, you know, do it like that, or you can just, I've seen somebody on there, he got just fishing line. He's fishing with just fishing line. He putting a hook on the end, a little lure. If you want to look at what a lure is, they probably, I don't know. Sisters might not know what
Yeah,
it
and
is.
that kit I showed y'all, it had a fishing kit in there. So
Mm,
I think that kit I showed y'all is very
yeah.
I think it's a great I think it's really a great investment. It's only $50 for a lot of that stuff. It had fishing stuff in there. And it had a knife and it had a saw.
So that's definitely helpful. That's a fishing lure. So with fish, they like really bright, colorful, you know, things. The brighter the color, the more attracted they are going to be to it. So, um, this one lady,
It
she used.
says sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, this one lady, she used her panties. She used her pink panties, bright pink panties, as a fishing lure, and she got her some fish. So you gotta get creative in that day. You can go ahead and read it.
I said fishing lures are artificial angling bait designed to mimic prey animals that attract the attention of predatory fish. So come.
So that's gonna help you be able to know how to fish. Um, if you have a rod, they all praise most high. But if you gotta make one, that's good too. If you just gotta use fishing net, hey. And that rope that we were going into earlier, that paracord, that's really helpful too. If you can get your hands on that, you can use that to make a gill net. And you can look up it. Oh, see that? Yep. Oh, I was just saying, yep, those are the makeshift rods. You know, gotta get creative in that thing. And then
You said a gill net.
yeah, GILLNET. And basically this is something that if you watch the show, they'll show you. People they know how to make this. They come on the show already knowing how to make this stuff. So you're making it out of your paracord or your rope, and you put this, attach it to a long branch. Stop. You attach it to a long branch, and that sits in the water. You sit it in the water, and basically it's catching the fish for you. So you're not having to just sit there for minutes, hours, whatever the case may be, trying to get a fish. You know, you can put that thing out there in the water, go to your shelter, get some rest, and hopefully, if the Lord is with you, you come back and there'll be a fish in there. Boom, you got you something to eat.
So how do they get caught on there though?
They get stuck in the like the holes of the net. Like it's
Gotcha.
kind of hard to explain without.
Gotcha. Y'all can
But
see these pictures, right?
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so they get stuck in there. You see, yep, just like that. They be stuck in that net, and that be it. You pull them out, you got you some dinner. But there's also the brother from WFI, the brother Ariah. He made a video similar to this, going over Jacob's trouble as well. And excuse me, he went into the water bottle method of
Yeah, I was
catching
gonna pull that
fish.
up.
Yeah, make it a thing. Your husband or your friends or some sisters or whatever. Make it a day, a little fishing day.
Yeah.
Try to catch some fish, and then
Yeah.
you can get familiar with the kind of fish that's in there. Oh, okay, I caught a catfish. I need to throw this back immediately. I can't do nothing with it.
If I could read this real quick.
Go ahead.
To make a makeshift rod, you could have bait. It could just be fake one, or you could find a worm off the ground. You need a hook substitute if you don't got one. A small bent piece of metal, safety pin, paper clip. A line substitute could be a strong thread, a shoelace, dental floss, or vine. So you might have to take your shoelace off your shoe and then put it back on there later. And a sturdy straight stick, which is sticks all throughout the wilderness. So maybe put some dental floss in your bag, and you can find some rock out there, and maybe put some paper clips in your bag, and you'll have a substitute in that day, Lord willing, if you don't got no fishing material that'll come in a survival kit.
So yeah, that's definitely something helpful, because fish, they can give you a lot of calories in that day, much more than some berries or something. Berries are still nice too. My personal side for them, but if you want to maintain that energy and be able to be prolonged, day to day, it'll be helpful to know how to fish, know how to gut it. You can watch videos on that. People literally do it for a living. They gutting the fish, scaling the fish, cutting the head, boiling the head. You got people, they make fish soup and, making that thing stretch. So, got to get creative with it. Were you going to show the water bottle method, or you want to move on?
I was going to show the videos and you're done with your tips.
Oh, okay, fine. Okay, the next one is overcoming your mental. This is the biggest one, because a lot of people, when they're in a situation that's life or death, it's really down to the mental, because your body and your mind are connected. Your body and your mind are connected. That's how the Most High made it. So if you have a mind that's constantly just dwelling on, oh, this is so horrible, this is the worst thing ever, I can't do this, I'm so hungry, oh, I haven't had food in such and such day, and everything is just going horrible, you're not going to last that long. So you got to be able to master your mindset for real, because if you're not just like the people on the show, if you're not able to stand in the paint, have some girt about you, it's over. And most people aren't used to being alone. Like right now, you live with family, your husband, your mom, dad, or whoever you stay with, you see them people every day. Nobody's really truly just been alone for days, weeks, months, just alone. Nobody else. You're not talking to anybody. It's no calling, texting. Oh, hey, how you? No, none of that. No seeing your coworkers at work. You're alone.
So that's all it is you and your mind. That's why it's important to read, so that way you can have them precepts just going through your mind, praying. That's why it's important to get connected to the Most High now, because let's say it is just you and the angels. That's it.
Yep.
All you got is your mind. That's it.
That's it. Stop. But yeah, you got to be able to really have control over your spirit and your mind in that time, because most people, they're not used to that, and that, Lord forbid, that's our scenario. But we got to be able to be prepared for that. If that's the case for us, if we are by ourselves, can't be weak. Can't be, oh no, I'm alone, I'm so bored, and this and that, and I don't know what to do, and no. So the people on that show, they go out there for a goal, which is the prize money. So they can easily just be like, you know what, this money's not even worth it. I'm hungry, I miss my family, I'm tapping out. There's none of that in Jacob's Trouble. So our goal is the kingdom. So we gotta endure through that no matter what comes our way in that time. But the next tip is, well, actually, let me get Luke 17 and 31 real quick. Through 33. Just to precept what I'm talking about.
You said Luke 17:33?
Starting at 31.
Okay.
In that day, he which shall be upon the housetop and his stuff in the house, let him not come down and take it away. And he that is in the field, let him likewise not return back. Remember Lot's wife. Whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. So in that day, we cannot be, oh man, I gotta go back to the house. I forgot my favorite pair of socks and whatever else is at your house. Because we don't even know. Like the bags, they're wonderful. Don't get me wrong. And Lord willing, we can have them. But if not, if you all hell break loose, you not at the house, and it's at the house. That's it. There's no, oh yeah, I'm finna go back, get my pack. Oh yeah, all hell breaking loose. Yeah, let me go ahead and go. No, it says do not return back. Remember Lot's wife. And these people, they're out there, they're alone. They're thinking back, like, dang, this and this is back home. This and this person's back home, and this and that, and I'm missing them. And no, we got to remember Lot's wife. Lot's wife, she looked back to see what she was missing. But the Most High told her not to do that. They were supposed to keep going. And you got to be able to lose your life for your Shabbat Shalawam. But
If I could jump in there real quick, I recommend, that's why I think it's good to have a bag for your car and a bag for the house. Because let's say you are in your car and I don't know. My mind I just be wondering, like, how do we know, like, all hell has broken loose? Because, like, we know we have the scriptures, but, like, I'd be thinking, like, what event is it going to be that it's like, okay, oh shoot, Jacob's trouble is here. I don't know the event, but I don't know if you got a thought on that, but I would recommend, if you're able to, because you don't have to spend an arm and a leg to prepare, have a bag.
yeah,
I would recommend maybe having two, one for the car and one for the home, because you just never know. And I would also recommend to not even do it just for you, but what if that bag that you're not even able to have, the Most High allow another brother and sister in the faith to come across it, and then He allow you to come across something else. So regardless, the Most High is gonna make sure you're taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
Since you feel like we'll hear a lot of sirens.
I feel like, it'll be just an increase of evil. I feel like there'll be EMP attack. The phones and stuff are not gonna be working. People ain't gonna have no jobs. I feel like people are gonna be looting and rioting these stores. It might be even a bomb that already dropped already. So I mean, this is really.
I agree with that. I think that it's gonna be that EMP attack is what set everything off, because with no electricity, people gonna lose their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Or rather, either that or a bomb didn't already drop, like you said. Because either way, people gonna lose their mind with one or either two of those events.
I definitely say, World War III being fully in effect and not just a rumor. That'll definitely be indication. Like, okay, I know it's happening very, very soon.
We gotta get up out of here. Learn your street names. Learn how to get around your city without a GPS.
Yes, it's very important.
Yawanah, she's really I think that's an amazing. She's really good with maps. Our person was high. She's really good with knowing street names, and that's not something I'm strong in. So I need to learn street names, and I know how to get around my little small neighborhood without a GPS, but I don't know how to, like, get around if I drive 45 minutes out. So I need to learn how to do that, because it won't be no cars, but you got to learn how to get around, and praying for discretion. People look. It's gonna be people that you trust that's gonna be trying to give you up in that day. Don't tell people your every move. Don't let your left hand know what your right hand doing, or your right hand know what your left hand doing. It's gonna be the people that you don't even think the most that's gonna be trying to give y'all up. So don't, especially people in the world, you can't trust everybody. So don't let people know what y'all got going, what y'all trying to do.
Right.
Don't do it.
Can't save everybody.
No.
So no use trying. But definitely that's a good tip. If you're not able to have like a compass or anything, I feel like, or even if you are, it's really good to know just where the north is, where the east is, where the west is, where the south is. And you can tell that by the sun. The Most High, He's given
Yep.
us these things to use.
I think
And, go ahead.
I was going to say, if I'm not mistaken, the sun rises on the east and it sets on the west.
Right, that's right.
So that's already right there. If you know, because right now where I'm facing is my east, and my back is to my west. So they got never eat shredded wheat, never eat soggy waffles.
Yeah.
So that means if the east and the west are right here,
Then you should
that
be
means
able
this.
to point.
That means the north gonna be this way and the south gonna be that way, right?
Yeah.
So
Stop,
definitely con. No, yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
I think knowing how to be able to know what time it is around the day, because you're not gonna have phones. Though I mean, unless you got a replaceable battery in your watch, the watches might not work after so long. The Apple Watches ain't definitely gonna be working because they're gonna be connected to phones. So I
Yeah.
think something that's also good to know is like knowing um what time it is in the day based on the sun.
Yeah.
Like let's say the sun is setting, then like if it's winter time, we know during the winter time, and knowing the seasons, when it's winter, when it's summer, if it's winter time, and Laura willing, it's not in the winter because the Howard Shot was for that, but knowing it's winter time, the sun go down earlier. So if the sun is setting, then generally it's about 5 o'clock, 5:30ish. If it just finished setting and it's dark, then you can estimate it's about 6:15, 6:30, 6:45 ish. So I think knowing like she said, the sun, and that's why the Most High said He's giving us these as a sign, because they are a sign, and this was going to help us know that time of the day and what season we're in. It's Sirach 43:6. He made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times and the sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreases in her perfection. So I think the sun and moon will definitely be great signs to help us in that day as well. Yeah, that's what
Yeah, this is really good stuff, though. If you know where, the sun sets in the east, rises in the west. Wait, I might have clicked away.
This Genesis, are you finna say something?
No, wait, go ahead.
This Genesis 1:14, and Yahweh said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of the heavens to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth." And it was so. And Yahweh made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. He made the stars also. So calm.
And it might be really good to have just a regular watch, just a standard watch. But just like the sister said, there's ways to be able to tell what time it is. You can make a makeshift sundial. It's basically something that uses the shadows to tell what time it is. And the wind, another good thing to know, the wind, it goes, if I'm not mistaken, it blows from north or south, like a north wind or a south wind. So that can also help you know what direction you're in as well.
Khan, so she mentioned a standard watch. So Khan, the watches have those like them small little circle batteries. So maybe you can put replaceable batteries, more batteries in your backpack, so that way you can replace your watch when it goes out. That's a good tip I purchase.
Khan. The next tip, keeping a busy mind and body. So we know when we sit idle, that's when people start being in their head a lot. Start overthinking, start reminiscing, whatever the case may be. So, you know, I thought something really nice was in the show. A lot of people, they would make things out of wood, making some dude, he made a chessboard with chess pieces out of wood. Some dude made a guitar out of wood and it actually played, you know, the string with the fishing line and everything else was wood. And
What the hell?
yeah, it was pretty impressive. Um
That's cool.
some dude made a ball and cup game. Some man made a puzzle piece. You gotta they keeping their mind busy because when they're not keeping their mind busy, they think about their family. They thinking about this is so horrible. I can't
Artemon's Devil's Playground.
exactly. So when you keep them busy, hey, Satan has to work even harder to try to get to you. When you just sitting there, you just letting Satan do what he do. You out of there. So focus on building up your shelter, making sure you got somewhere warm to sleep, nice to sleep. Look for food, fishing or hunting, whatever, and making those crafts. Come, sorry, 3327.
Send him to labor that he be not idle, for idleness teaches much evil. Huh.
Come. The next tip: shelter and food are your two biggest concerns out there. So if you find somewhere that is, suitable, you don't want to put, all your trust in it. Okay, this is where I'm going to stay for all of Jacob's trouble. No, because, we're pilgrims on the earth. You might have to move around. Somebody might find you out. You might have to go. But if you do find somewhere that's, pretty isolated, try to get you a shelter, somewhere for you to stay warm, you and your family, if that's the case. And know what you can use around you. Like in the show, they use moss. Moss is a really good insulator, so it keeps the heat in, keeps you warm. You put that over your shelter, and you be good. Pine trees. I mean, not pine trees, but yeah, pine trees. Pine branches and pine needles. Those are really helpful for building your shelter.
And it helps with sickness too. If you're able to make, like, if you're able to make a fire and
Mm,
boil some water in like a little, boil some water in like a leaf. Um, make some pine needle tea. If you're sick, that might help. And drink it
yeah.
out the leaf or something.
Pine needles are very, very high in vitamin C. So definitely got to utilize these medicines of the earth that the Most High gave us. That's what my forefathers did. That's what we gonna have to do. So, um, definitely important shelter and food. You need shelter in order to have a decent amount of sleep if you can, and if it's cold, Lord forbid. But if it do get to be that time where it's running into that time where it's getting chilly at night, depending on where you stay too. Especially up north. But depending on where you stay, you want somewhere to be warm, or else you'll be too cold to want to go out and hunt and look for berries and fish and stuff like that. So, or you'll be too tired to do it. And then you'll be susceptible to the wildlife that might be around you. You don't got no shelter. You just out there. Snakes and bears and all types of stuff running up on you. But so, and then if you have no food, then you lose pounds quickly, and then can't go too much longer when you're dehydrated / starving. Body will shut down
So
on
a
you.
lot of people gonna perish of famine.
Yep.
Your
Yep.
body gonna give up on you.
That's why we gotta keep the commandments. Have that faith, or we get caught out there. But the next tip: know and learn your terrain. So I definitely highly suggest, sisters, it don't gotta be super elaborate if you don't want it to be, but just knowing where you stay. Okay, I stay in Kansas. Okay, I stay in Kansas. I need to know what type of animals be around Kansas. I need to know what kind of plants, I'm around, what kind of trees these are, and how to identify certain trees, how to identify certain animals, birds. Okay, is this a bird that I can eat? Is this, whatever you encounter, knowing your terrain, knowing the wildlife and the plants in your state and your surrounding states, because you might be walking, you might start in Kansas, but hey, you might end up in Illinois. You never know, because we're gonna be Illinois. You never know, on the move. So it's good to know your
You might
terrain.
be walking and see a "Welcome to Florida" sign. What the hell? When I get to Florida?
Exactly. You never know. So it's good to know, where you are in, the surrounding states. That's a plus. And many plants and berries and stuff like that can give you up to like 30 calories, sometimes a little bit more. But sometimes, you can come upon an abundance of them. So being able to store those, and like the sister said, a pantyhose would be nice to store a whole bunch of berries in, have a big thing, berries. And then like we were saying earlier, plants and trees have medicinal properties in them. Good to look those up when they're either ingested or like when they're cut. Like for the pine trees, we just said the pine tree needles, they give you vitamin C, but you cannot overdo it because that can lead you to sickness. They'll give you diarrhea and kidney problems, and you don't want that. But like birch trees, they have a sap. So when you cut a birch tree down, it's a sap in there. And even pine trees, they have resin, and those things have antimicrobial or antiseptic qualities. So if you cut your hand, trying to gut the fish, for example, you can go, okay, I know I'm in an area with birch trees. I can go here, cut this tree down, or, whatever the case may be. And I can put that on my cut so it doesn't get infected and you ain't got pus and blood and you bleeding out, taking care of yourself. But that's all my tips from alone. I'll go ahead and yield if you have anything else. If not, I can go to my Georgia guide.
Okay. I'm gonna play these quick videos.
Come
I'm gonna do how to water filter.
I'm going to show you how to make a fire with a battery and a stick of gum. First, take the gum out and chew on it. Okay, so now I have the gum wrapper. Rip it, kind of the shape of an hourglass. Something like that. I'm going to touch the foil side to the positive and negative terminals of the battery. If you get lucky, it'll burst into flame. But if not, it'll just burn and split into two. If this happens, all you have to do is rub the ends together until it sparks into a flame, like that.
Oh, wow.
Add this to a tinder pile and you have a fire. But the best thing to do is just bring a lighter. I'm going to show you how to make a fire with a battery.
You might not have lighters in that day, but it's good to keep one on you.
Today I'm going to show you how to easily make a fire with flint and steel. The first thing you're going to want to do is find some of the dry stuff in your area, which for me currently is this juniper bark, and you're just going to want to ruffle it up. Now that you've done that, you're going to take your fire starter, put it on a flat surface, and get your flint and steel ready. One of the sparks will catch, and you'll be able to have a fire with flint and steel. Today I'm going to show you how to
It looks like he just found some dry shrubs and lit it.
Today I'm going to show you how to easily make a fire with flint.
Yeah, and you can do it with the pine cones, the lint. There's many ways and things you can use.
There's so many different ways to start a fire. I would be on here all night trying to show y'all, but y'all can look at
Dry rotten chunks of stump. So what we're going to attempt to do,
look at more videos on your downtime,
is get our fire going with the sandwich bag. You fill it not quite half full of water, tip it on an angle, twist it up, and you'll get a round ball. We're going to use this as a magnifying glass to get our...
Oh, by the way, free use, not fair use. Fair use on all the videos. We did not own these videos. They're for educational purposes.
Fire going. But let's get our fire going with this sandwich bag. That's about enough water. The only thing is we have to wait for the sun, try to get all the air out. You basically twist it and you'll get that kind of a shape. The sun will come in here, the ray will come out that way, and we have a magnifying glass. Got my stuff ready to go. Get a little fire on here. Grind my powder up. I'm just waiting for the sun to get a bit better. Just move it around. Play with it. We're getting smoke. There we go. Looks like it's going. Now we got to feed it, and I just got to keep feeding this coal now. Fire with a sandwich bag. That's a good one. Try.
Okay.
This is another way you can filter muddy water in a disaster. Put a thin piece of cloth from the muddy water into a second bottle below it. The cloth will become saturated and slowly drip clear water into the second bottle. You can also add bits of charcoal to the first bottle, which acts as a carbon block, similar to a Brita filter. Finally, add a piece of cloth from the second bottle to the third bottle. The resulting water will be much clearer, but it still needs to be boiled. This is another way you can filter muddy water in a disaster. Put a thin piece of cloth.
You may not have access to all that. It's good to just look at different stuff because you never know.
Most people have no clue that the easiest way to see in the dark is not with a flashlight. It's actually with this new gadget.
All right, they're gonna show y'all what all it is, and all this you can find in nature. So it might be good to pack maybe some water bottles in your bag, not too many because they could be heavy, and not. I wouldn't really recommend packing canned goods because they can be heavy. So maybe pack like maybe 2 or 3 water bottles, and after you drink them, save them and keep them because you never know how you could use that to start a fire or act as a water filter. Y'all can still see it? Oh. on. So the times are coming in. The times are coming in. It's gonna be a lot like how it was before all this technology and stuff is created. So it's good to watch these videos and learn stuff. Because like the sister said, we're gonna have to get creative in that day.
Mm.
I don't know where that video was. Dang, I don't know. Let me see. This is a specific one. Was it this one? No, it wasn't that one.
I think it was.
No, it definitely wasn't that right there. Maybe it was this one? No.
It's a really neat hack. The only thing I was thinking about is like when I be thinking of fish with fins and scales, I be thinking that they're mostly like bigger fish. So I was like, well, what if they don't fit in there? But I'm sure there's probably some smaller fish that have fins and scales too, or maybe the baby versions of the clean fish.
There's a specific video we want to show y'all, but it's not really popping up, so we can just show y'all a different one. But if y'all go watch the brother Araya video, he showed it. I think we're getting close. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, we could just show y'all one similar. But yeah, y'all go watch that video he did about Jacob's Trouble. I think it was like a series, part 1 and part 2, and y'all he showed it on there. So I'll show this.
What's up, YouTube? Back at it
I
again with another Monkeys on.
The quality's not the best.
I think the basic gist of it is getting 2 bottles.
So like, what did you say?
Oh, I was going to explain the gist of it, but that's the one of them. Then.
What's up, YouTube? In today's episode of Fishing How
Fair Use,
we're going to teach you how to make a very easy minnow trap out of household items. No tape required. All you need is a bottle of water. Any bottle of water will work that has a few ridges on it. Going to need some scissors and bread to stock it up with once you have it all set up. So first thing you want to do is cut a little slit into the bottle. Go ahead and cut all the way around it. So once you've cut all the way around your water bottle, you're going to want to separate it, and you want to turn the top side of your bottle to the inside, to the back end, and pop it in. Now the ridges of the water bottle are going to keep it locked in place. It's going to look something like that. Put the bread inside the bottle, pop the top back in. Pretty simple. This is about the easiest and cheapest way to catch minnows out at your local lake, your local canals. Definitely something you should try at home. Tell me if you tried it before, or if you're gonna try it out, let me know how it works for you. So we're gonna have 2 of these in the water right now. We're trying to feed our pets at home on a cheaper budget. So that's why we're out here trying to catch minnows. We're not really going fishing today. As you guys can see, weather isn't all that great in the background, but I hope that this video helps you guys out. So one of the final things you're gonna need, and I'm sure a lot of you know this, you're gonna need a little bucket with an aerator. You get these really cheap aerators at Walmart for like $5-6. Put some batteries in it with an air stone. Cheap little bucket like this, fits all your bait inside, and you got them nice and healthy for when you take them home or when you go fishing. So let's go ahead and get some water inside of it now. So once you got water in your bottle, you can pretty much scan the area and even just put it right in place, because the fish, they're gonna sense the bread in the water and they're gonna come after it and get trapped inside of the bottle. That's a good one right there. Got some really good minnows right there. Our peacock and our largemouth are gonna love that. Oh, that's a juicy one. Yeah, baby. Sweet deal.
God praise it. So if you're able to get like maybe a bigger bottle to get bigger fish, but that's just a trap. Or you can just, use a fishing hack, like the sister said, just using the what did you call the fishing, what was it? The I think it's the fishing rod, just using that.
Using a fishing rod. But there's different ways. It's just, like I say, it's multiple ways to skin a cat.
No, since I haven't heard of an animal's needle. Kind of is, and I think the last video I'm gonna show is how to skin a fish. Like I said, y'all can go watch all these watch different ones. Maybe watch that 34-minute one. Watch all these different ones on your own time. Just want to show y'all something, and then I want to show y'all one that's too.
A question we get all the time is, how do you do culinary school online? And the way we do it is by focusing on
how to skin and debone a fish. You don't have to be a fully trained sushi chef
Fair use.
to know how to skin and debone a fish. It's incredibly easy. Anyone can do it with ease. Step 1, sharpen your knife. Ensure the knife is as sharp as possible. This will make skinning the fish a lot easier. Step 2, cook the fish. Step 3, skin the fish.
What the hell? Excuse me. They is tripping.
Stop egging the f***ing fish!
Okay.
Right
now. I think this is a trolling video. Not for educational purposes.
That's absolute madness. I thought they was over here finna be teaching us something.
Today I'm going to show I'm option. Wait. Welcome to this tutorial. It's complete. And the first thing to do is take your knife.
I'm gonna just show y'all this video that I watched, and I know it's a good one. I'm trying to show y'all the shortcut. See, that's why shortcuts aren't always good.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Friday. We'll get you most of the way. You can fillet any of them using this method. There's some other fish out there like pike and catfish. I got lots of other tutorials on those as well. But this will get you most of the way on many different species of fish. So let's get started. I got a 17-inch walleye, which is a perfect fish to start on if you've never filleted fish before. It's big enough that you got some meat to work with, and it's a little bit forgiving, and it's super easy to clean. So let's get started with.
Look at Esau, man. They hunters for real. Look at all them ducks he got up there.
Told you, bro.
They do this
right now, and you can learn to fillet your first fish. All right, guys, I've got about a 17-inch walleye here, and this is the perfect size for a lot of guys to keep, and it's a very common size to catch, and it's a very common fish to catch, so this is a great fish to learn on. So what I'm going to use for this fillet technique is just a 7-inch semi-flexible fillet knife. This is a Bubba 7-inch tapered flex. You want a little bit of flex in that blade so it can work around the curves, and you want a fairly thin taper on it so you can make corners. And it's just a very typical fillet knife of this size, like a 7-inch blade, very common. And this one is a great one. I'll leave a link in the description. I've been really happy with this one, but you can certainly use any other fillet knife that's designed for this purpose. So what we're going to do here to start is we're going to find the fish's pectoral fin, which is right here, and we're going to angle our knife just behind that pectoral fin right here towards the head right here at this angle, because there's a little bit of meat up in here that we want to catch, but we don't want to get into this fin right here. So right at this angle. So basically right behind this fin, and then behind the what's called the cleithrum bone right here. We're going to make that cut. And you kind of have to cut a little bit harder at first to get through the scales. And we're just going to cut straight down until you hit a bone. That is the backbone right there. You can actually see it. It's right here. That's the backbone. You're going to stop when you reach the backbone. Okay, so that's our first cut. Now our second cut is actually going to be to make an incision along the top edge of this dorsal fin here and this one here. So I'm not going to go all the way through to do this because we're going to run into the rib cage right in here. So we're only going to go in about 1.5 inches. We're just going to make short little strokes as we cut along here. And I like to get my thumb into that incision and just kind of pull it apart as I go behind my knife blade. Just short little strokes, like I say, about 1.5 inches long. And once we get to basically where you see the anal opening there, at that point, then we can make a push all the way through and pop out right here. And now we're past that rib cage, so we don't have to worry about that anymore. And we can simply saw our way right through. Now I prefer to cut all the way through the skin at the tail right here. Some people leave it attached for skinning, but I prefer to just slice right through. So now we've taken off the whole entire tail section. Now we're going to work our way back towards the rib cage, starting where we left off here. We're going to lift with our left thumb and just cut forwards until we feel a bone. And you can feel that bone right there. That's the first rib. And the ribs lay like this, and they kind of come out and away from the fish backbone. So we're going to have to continue to cut, and you can hear the knife ticking along those ribs right there. Hear that? So that's the base of the ribs where they attach to the spine, all the way down here. Now what we're going to do is, as we peel this away with our hand, with our left hand, we're going to start slicing up along these ribs. And you're going to have to cut through a little row of bones there called pin bones. And they're actually attached to the top of the ribs. They're easy to cut through. They're fairly small. And now we're just going to cut over the top of those ribs. And once we get over the top, which is about right where we cut through those pin bones, we're going to start angling the knife back down again to follow those ribs down like so.
I'm a veteran myself. I think that, just making sure you're prepared at any time, and especially in the times that we're in now, is so critical.
During COVID, I got...
That's a spirit.
They know what's up.
Now, we've gotten past the edge of the ribs, which are right here. So these ribs now have basically no meat left on them. They're just bones, and all of the fillet is right here. So we simply now have to just cut off right at the belly there, like that. And there is fillet number 1 with the skin still attached on this side. And that's how we remove the fillet from the carcass. Now, I'm going to squeegee my table off. This is a handy little trick. If you've got a table, you can use this fillet. Got my knife down below the edge of the table and keep it nice and flat.
So now he's going to show you how to take the skin off.
Fillet. Now, as you can see, when I skin a fillet, I like to move it to the edge of the table because then I can drop my knife down below the edge of the table and keep it nice and flat. And I'm just going to cut just ahead of a little flap of skin or meat here that I can actually put my finger on to hold this down. And I'm just going to angle my knife, and then I'm going to flip it flat and basically semi-parallel with the tabletop, but at a slight downward angle, maybe 20 degrees. And I'm just going to make slight cutting motions as I hold the skin, and I'm going to move my hand forward to grip the skin with every few inches that I move the knife. And that just helps stabilize that skin. Keep cutting all the way through. And now there's your skin. That's completely removed from the fillet now. And here's one piece walleye fillet that still has one row of bones left in it, and they're called the pin bones. And we're going to remove those by laying the fillet flat, kind of facing us. And we're going to feel with our hand right along here where those ribs were. You can feel those bones right in there. It's basically right where the lateral line travels down the center of the fish. We're just going to make a cut on each side of that, just on each side of that row of bones. One on this side, like so, all the way down to the table. And they stop right about where we pushed the knife through and finished out the tail, is about where they end. So you don't have to cut all the way down, just about to that anal opening. And now we're going to cut on this side, like so. And now all those bones are right in this little center part. We can just cut that out, and that's the pin bones. And now you have a completely boneless walleye fillet in one piece. And you, like I said, you can do this with bass. You can do this with bluegills. Many species of fish you can fillet this way. And if I'm going to fry this up, I oftentimes will just cut it right here, make it a little bit more manageable in the frying pan. 2 nice pieces of boneless meat there. So let's repeat it on the other.
Okay, so y'all can finish that on your own time. I think that's all the videos I was going to show. Like the sister put out earlier, the precepts are right. Don't be ignorant any matter, big or small. So regardless if you're able to do all that, and then you got to remember, like, it seemed like a lot, but don't let that like discourage you, because doesn't seem that difficult. It's not that difficult. And then in the times that we come into, we're not just going to be able to get things at the snap of our finger. You're going to have to do difficult work. You're going to have to actually get your hands dirty and start a fire. Get your hands dirty and go gather some food. Get your hands dirty and filter some water. It's not just going to be, oh, I just wish it come so easy. No, you're going to have to actually get your hands dirty. So start getting them dirty now. Learn some stuff. Go buy a fresh fish at Publix and try to do it yourself. Or go fishing and take it home and try to do it yourself. Start practicing these things now. You don't have to wait. Like the sister said, get together, go fishing, go on a fishing trip maybe. It don't cost that much to go. I mean, as long as you got the fishing material, fishing is free.
Yeah.
Okay? Look, tabernacles, when we roll around the tabernacles again, you can do it then, but don't wait till tabernacles to, do wilderness stuff. You can start now. Maybe get together with some like-minded brothers and sisters, and y'all can have like a preparing for Jacob's trouble day once a month, where y'all go in the wilderness and do a skill or something. You practice starting a fire, or y'all go jogging, to build some endurance, or, whatever the case may be. So, that's all I had. The sister's going to get into her guide, and I think that'll be a wrap. We did not expect it to be this long.
Yeah, we definitely did. Yeah. So this is a guide. Again, I don't know. I know everybody doesn't live in Georgia, but we live in Georgia. So this is something that could help us if we are in the state of Georgia when all hell breaks loose. But when I plan on doing one for Florida, because Florida's right there. But edible plants. We got wild blackberries, muscadine grapes. I forget which one I was pronounced, but pokeweed, young shoots only, and of course, look up what these things look like so you know what you're eating. And then dandelions. You can eat dandelions as well. Medicinal plants. You got pine needles that we were just talking about in moderation, and then we got a yarrow plant, YARROW, and that's good for wounds. Put that on there.
Okay, hold on. Okay. As you take this stuff, I'm gonna look it up. What was the first one?
Well, I think everybody know what blackberries look like, but
okay.
Muscadine grapes. This is stuff you can see at the grocery store. Blackberries, they in the grocery store. Muscadine grapes, them
grapes nasty as fruit.
They are very nasty, but it's food. It's food. It's lawful. So you come across it, you gotta do what you gotta do. Pokeweed.
Because in that day, you ain't gonna be worried about if it's nasty.
Poke, like
it'll be good.
Like poke, like I'm gonna poke you with my finger. POKE, yeah. Weed. Sorry. So There's a part of this you can't eat. It says young shoots only is the part that you can eat. But
what's that? I guess the
look up.
flesh.
Yeah, like the berries, don't eat the berries. They're poisonous if I'm not
Can't eat the
mistaken.
berries.
I don't think so. Look up the what is on? What? But yeah,
It
the
says all
berries,
parts of the pokeweed, especially the root, are poisonous.
yeah. It says
So,
the
so you
young.
bringing that out to show we can't eat that?
Oh, sister said we can eat the leaves. I think that's what they meant. When I looked it up, they were saying that the berries are poisonous, but the young shoots, you can use that.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
The young shoots you can eat. I don't know. I guess the leaves, because the berries are poisonous.
It's
So
saying. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Finish what you're saying.
Oh, tell me what I'm saying.
Okay, it's saying spring and early summer shoots and leaves, not the root, are edible with proper cooking. So you can't eat it unless you cook it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So definitely gotta cook that. Don't want to get caught up. But the medicinal plants, pine needles, you can look up what a pine needle looks like. Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good to look up. Shoot, that's what a shoot looks like. Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it's showing. This is confusing.
The first one was a good one. Yeah, right there. It says,
I hate Microsoft. Part of plant that grows above ground. So this?
Yep. So the first definition you pulled up, I thought that was a good one. I think it said it's above the leaves, and I don't know if you still got it on there though. But
okay, let me go back.
Yeah, right there. It grows above the ground, bears leaves, flowering buds. So don't eat the berries. But if you come across the shoots, this part, you can boil that and eat that. Have your little soup. Maybe throw that in with some blackberries. Got you a tea. But here we go. The medicinal plants, it's pine needles. You can use these for shelter. You can use these as a mattress, a makeshift mattress inside your shelter. Again, the vitamin C thing, don't overdo it, but it's good for that too. And then yarrow, YARROW. This is good for wounds. So, you can crush this up, against a rock, get you a stick and a rock, crush that up, put that in your wound. Hey, good to go. And then plantain, not the plantains that Benjamin be eating, but the the weed. This is good for bug bites. So you're getting tore up by the mosquitoes. Down here in the south they real bad. So that's good for bug bites. And then we want to avoid poison ivy. That's what poison ivy looks like. It's very, very important to know what poison ivy looks like. It looks like regular stuff. It's not gonna scream, "Hey, I'm poison ivy. Don't touch me." You just gonna have to know. Whew. Leaves of
Poison
three.
ivy typically has cluster of 3 leaflets, 3 leaves of 3. Let it be. The leaflets are oval shaped. The edges can be smooth too to have a mixture. And in the spring and summer, they're green. In the winter, um, in the fall, they turn red, orange, or yellow. In the winter, they may lose its leaves but still have hairy vines or berries. It can be a shrub, a vine, and it has small white or pale yellow berries that cluster together. And they're often in wooded areas along roadsides and fields, and they thrive in the shady or sunny spots. So you see how these are cluster 3 right here? Cluster 3, cluster 3, cluster 3. So if you see them on cluster 3, it's best to stay away.
Right.
If you see any leaves in the cluster 3, it's best to stay away. And it looks like the perfect pretty leaf, but it deceives you.
Okay.
Think of poison ivy as the deceiver.
Okay. And it would be nice to also look up, how to heal yourself from poison ivy. If you do, you forget or, Shalom says. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good to look up, so you can at least be.
All right. When trying to survive from poison ivy, if you have water, if you have what if you don't have a body of water though? But if you are near a body of water, rinse it.
Mm-hmm.
And it says you can use natural soaps like horse nut, chestnut leaves, or yucca root. Okay, so then my next question is this right here. What are natural soap plants in Georgia? Because everybody might not have that. Or look up what's... Okay, harvest bells. Okay, so whatever, if you come across that somehow, what was it I said it was called?
Harvest.
Okay, that's not. Okay, soap works. Okay, it's pretty purple, tiny leaves.
Mm-hmm.
But let's say you don't have that. What if I don't have soap and water? Use dirt or sand to help absorb and remove some of the oil, and wipe with plants. Apply clay or mud. Make a paste with clean mud and apply it to the skin, and allow it to absorb the oil before washing it with water. And then if you're near aloe vera, that could be like a soother. So.
So yeah, avoid poison ivy, avoid them pokeweed berries, and something called water hemlock.
Shalom sis. Water hemlock.
Mm-hmm.
See how pretty these poisons look, and they deceiving you.
Tell you, everything ain't glitter and gold. These things are poisons, so avoid these. Very far away. Get familiar with them things, and I think I've seen those before, actually.
What else you got?
Building shelter. That's it for the plants. Building shelter. Use fallen branches, leaves, or pine needles. I went into that a little bit. Understand the importance of having an insulated shelter against humid summers and chilly winters. And the next thing, we went into fire starting, collecting a lot of dry tinder, like pine needles, dried grass, or the inner bark from dead trees like cedar trees and pine trees.
What was that?
Um, I was just going into fire starting. We had touched on it throughout the video, but I was saying to collect dry tinder like pine needles, dry grass, inner bark from dead trees. Making sure that you're not trying to start a fire with wet wood. Some people might not know that, but you don't want wet wood. You want very dry, you know, very, very dry.
Or not
Dry.
wet wood.
Yeah, because you're gonna be out there struggling, trying to light it with wet wood. So, be mindful, if you know you need a fire for that day, it might be, it rains a lot down south. So you might want to cut up a bunch of wood, store it in your shelter, so it can be protected by that from the rain, and you can still be able to make fire. Foraging for water, identify sources of fresh water like streams, springs, those waters that move. Those are good ones, if you're not able to, especially if you're not able to filter it out, boil it like you want to. You might have to just, do what you got to do. But you don't want to go up to sit in waters like lakes and swamps and be trying to drink out of that.
Unless you're gonna filter it out, but
yeah.
To know how you can find water is green foliage, low-lying areas, like valleys, crevices, and signs of wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a lot of insects because they need water too as well.
Yeah, so that can be a way to, if you're looking for water, you start noticing there's much more mosquitoes and humidity in the air. You might be getting closer to some water. And we went over the purification techniques. It's water straws, life straws you can buy that literally a straw, you put it in the water and you just drink it and it's purified. You can boil water, filter it with the video we showed. In Georgia, they have there's tree sap from birch trees and maple trees that can supplement hydration. So if you come across a birch tree or a maple tree, you can get you some hydration from that. Learning snaring techniques, how to trap and hunt. Don't be like the people on the show. They catching squirrels, rats, weasels, and they're eating them. We can't eat that stuff. Remember the laws. But you can, try to set a snare for like birds, but make sure it's not raven or a vulture. Any prey eating animals. I mean, not animals, but birds. Birds that eat other like dead things and other animals. You want to stay away from that because those are unclean. Georgia, they have pigeons, especially in Atlanta. Pigeons are clean. Doves are clean. There's a couple of different species. Just looking at pictures, getting familiar with how they look. Shoot those. You can eat those. Those are clean. And that paracord we were talking about earlier, you can use that. Natural vines can be utilized to trap and hunt and stuff like that. We went into fishing. Georgia has bass and trout. An abundance of those two fish. Obviously, there's more, but a lot of bass and trout. They got fins and scales. These can last you days if you let it. Don't be greedy. Maybe eat one fillet one day, berries the next, then a fillet, 2 days later after down the line or the next day. Navigation, we went into that a little bit. How to read time from the sun, knowing what's you can tell the time by the sun, by the position of the sun, where it is in the sky. The highest it is, that's noon. As it's going down, that's starting to be nighttime. And then the highest point for night, I think that's like, I might have to look that up, but I forgot. But the moon, it moves as well. So just like the sun, it moves, it goes up, and then it drops down. The moon does the same thing. So that's how you can have your own personal clock if you don't have a watch or the batteries die or whatever. Remembering landmarks, we talked about that. Get familiar with actual roads, street signs, street signs and stuff like that, more than likely still be up. There's a million of them. Being able to know, okay, I'm going north if I get on I-75, or this state road, it runs from east to west. So I know if I'm on this road, then I'm going east. If I'm on this road, I know I'm going south. Knowing those type of things, certain landmarks that tell you where you are and where to go. Make sure to leave a trace or a trail if you do end up setting camp, and so you can get back to it. You don't lose it, and then you just got all your stuff
A
there.
discreet trail.
Right, discreet. Right. So that could be, some people, they might have some extra fishing line. They might just hook up the start of the fishing line where the camp is, and then just keep going. And then you might find some berry down the line, and you just follow the fishing line back, or stuff like that.
But
Or
what if somebody could come across that? That's what, like,
that's like short term though. I wouldn't be like taking long distances and stuff.
oh,
That's like just, oh, I'm just going to get some water from the lake down there and coming back. But if not that, then
maybe even like if there's a wood nearby, you can maybe like just maybe do like a little tiny scratch on it.
oh yeah, like mark different trees. Yeah.
Or you can maybe find like some rocks and just, people probably wouldn't think none of it. You take some rocks, put some rocks over here, and then when you see them rocks, okay, I'm near camp. And since rocks are everywhere, they might not think none of it, but you put them in the specific spot, so
Gotta get creative in that thing. And Most High,
he'll drop stuff in your spirit.
Yeah.
If you prepare now how you supposed to, you praying and fasting, the Most High gonna be with you for real. He's gonna be with you.
That's right.
You may have to do a part 2 going into the faith side. And I think we can do a part 2 going into the faith side, and then an in-depth dietary, what you can and cannot eat.
Recognizing natural trails and animal paths. So it's important to know, okay, that's a bear paw right there. I maybe need to keep watch and be circumspect, and knowing what
keeping
to do.
the ear out, knowing what animals, by listening.
Yeah. You can't be naive in that thing. Just, nobody's gonna come up, nothing's gonna come and eat me or try to eat my food or anything like that. No, the wildlife, they don't care. You out there with them, you in their territory. So learn how to identify and avoid dangerous animals like snakes, knowing what snakes are poisonous, how to use those medicinal plants. If you are bit with, a venomous snake bites you, then you know how to I think they say suck it out. You got stuff that you could put on it. Look into all that type of stuff. Black bears, if you see them, stay calm, back away slowly. Don't be, it's a bear, oh my gosh. You will get eaten very quickly. That's the quickest way for you to die. All that making noise.
Say that. I always wondered the difference between like a black and brown bear, and why they say do the opposite with each one. Listen to them, folk.
Yep.
Like, it's good to know, as someone I was thinking about, it's good to know wild animals and how to interact with them. Yeah. So, like, for example, we stay in Georgia. We'll know what wild animals are known in Georgia. It doesn't matter, it's South Georgia and all of Georgia. Know how to interact with them, because I didn't know that. I've always heard my whole life, if you see a snake, run. No, that's the opposite you want to do. If you see a snake, slowly backtrack. Because here's the thing. If you show a threat to these wild animals, like if they sense fear. So if you seem scared and run, they're going to see you as a threat. They're not going to think, oh my gosh, she's scared of me, let me not eat her.
They're gonna think, okay, this is the prey. They don't think it's a game. This is a prey. I gotta get and eat this thing that's running away from me. Yes, sis, there's a difference between black bears and brown bears. I don't know too much about brown bears, but black bears, I know you definitely want to stay calm, stay quiet, back away. Hey, I'm not a threat. If you can, they do sell bear spray if that's something you want to put in your bag.
Well, you said black bear stay calm?
Yeah, if you see a black bear, stay calm and back away slowly and make noise. For
Oh yeah, because they say brown bears you're supposed to play dead.
Yeah.
But why is that though?
They will eat you. They think it's a game. I'm telling you. Prey, like if you think about it, in the wild, everything that they eat runs away from them. They're not just sitting there, oh yeah. You gotta show that these things that you're not a threat. But I got it confused. You want to make noise? I think you make noise for the black bears. Just look it up at this point.
Okay,
but
so
for the snakes, you want to walk away slowly. You don't want to run away.
Yes.
You don't
Okay,
want to
so
run away.
a brown bear has like a hump at the top, kind of.
Are you sharing your screen?
Yeah, you don't see it?
Mm-mm.
The brown bear has a hump, black don't.
Let
me go back. Okay, so if you see a brown bear, you're supposed to play dead, and if you see a black bear, let me see.
Oh yeah, the blackberry make noise.
They said if a black bear charges you, don't play dead. But they say if a brown bear charges you, play dead.
Yeah.
I don't know why though.
Amen. Maybe brown bears, they like their stuff fresh. They want to eat it. They want to eat and kill it. But black bears, you got to try to.
Oh, I think because if a brown bear sees that you're not gonna fight, they'll run away. But a black bear ain't gonna give up.
But if a bear attacks you regardless, then you got to fight back.
No, it just said don't.
That's what it just said on the thing. It says if it attacks, if you encounter one, the brown, play dead. But the black one,
No, it said if a brown one attack you, play dead.
Look at the bottom. Fighting back during an attack will actually worsen it. But if the attack persists, then fight back.
Oh, okay.
So if you already
or it might kill you, you might not get back up.
Okay. So, that's smart. Sister says she uses a treadmill to learn how to keep track of distances. If I've been walking for about 20 minutes, I've probably been going for half a mile. Using the highest incline helps to go through mountains. That's smart.
Oh yeah, say if you surprise a brown bear attack, don't fight back only if it persists. Okay, my bad. Okay, so now my question is, why to play dead with brown bear? Okay, yeah, so it lets them know that you're not a threat. Why to not play dead with black bear?
Them black bears cutthroat, man.
Okay, it said you should
No
not
mercy.
You should not play dead with a black bear because, unlike a grizzly bear, a black bear is more likely to view a passive person as an invitation to attack and potentially see you as a prey, making fighting back or making yourself appear large and threatening the best course of action if attacked. Playing dead could put you in great danger. So basically, the black bear, like you play dead, you mine.
Okay.
You play dead, it's over with.
Free meal. Free meal.
So you got to show but the brown bear back off because they'll see you not as a threat. Now, if it continue, fight back. But the black bear, boy, you better go ahead and toe with that thing.
Okay, you better be big and bad.
When you see a bear, don't act scared. Don't scream. Quietly step back, or they will see you as a threat.
And with the snakes, I guess it would be good to look up what poisonous snakes, how to tell us if not poisonous, a venomous snake. There's a difference between poison and venomous.
What is venom? Okay, what's the difference?
Venom is something that bites you and it poses a danger, but poisonous is something that you ingest and it's harmful. Girl, move your foot.
Oh, okay. So how?
So how to determine if a snake is venomous or not. But I think it'll be very wise for if you're going to be walking through woods and stuff like that where snakes be, just have you a walking stick. So if you do come across one trying to attack you, hey, boom, you got that walking stick, stab him.
So are all snakes not poisonous?
Mm-mm.
But all are venomous.
No snakes is poisonous. Some snakes are venomous.
Oh, okay. Because poison is something you eat. Okay.
Yeah, snakes can't be poisonous technically.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so they venomous if they got fangs.
Yeah.
Okay. Snakes are ugly. See, you're not even supposed to be eating that. Look, them things ugly. And they got a triangle, and they got a never mind.
I think there used to be a saying on like the colors, but I don't know if that's been debunked or not. So I'm not gonna.
It looked like the venomous snake's got a pointy snout.
Mm-hmm.
And it might be a little more ugly looking.
Oh man, pecan.
And they got a triangle, and they never mind. Okay. Did you have anything else?
Okay, I'm gonna run through these last ones. First aid kits, charcoal powder is good for upset stomachs and poison ingestion. So if you do come across something that you thought, a plant that you thought was edible and it is not, if you have some charcoal powder, that'll help. The yarrow that we went into, that'll help, or cobwebs with stopping bleeding. So yarrow or cobwebs to stop bleeding, clot your blood. And then aloe vera for burns. If you get burned, you might be tussling with the fire or something like that. Who knows? And then I would learn also how to no, not a plant, like literally like cobwebs, like spider webs.
Oh goodness gracious.
Yeah. So spider web. It's spiders all throughout Georgia. I mean, even in my complex, it's spiders. But so that's something that's prevalent that you can use. Okay, boom. Here's a spider web. I know I can use this to help me stop bleeding. And then learning how to splint fractures. So if you fracture, your toe or your elbow or whatever, learning how to splint those, so you're not further hurting yourself or in pain. That's important. And learning how to treat a heat stroke, because it'd be hot as I don't know what in Georgia. So it do it for real. It'd be hot. So you don't want to have a heat stroke out that joint, or somebody around you have a heat stroke. You don't know what to do. And understanding the symptoms of a heat stroke. Understand the weather where you live. So weather patterns like thunderstorms, flash floods. No hurricane season. Hurricane season, especially for us down south by the water, is from June to September, if I'm not mistaken. So during that time, you need to be on alert. Hey, it's gonna be raining a lot. I need to make sure that when it's not raining, okay, today it's not raining. Let me get my wood, stock up on some wood, chop some wood down for my fire, whatever the case may be. And fish gather, berries, whatever. So you're not hungry and having to, fish and trying to look for stuff in the rain. There you go. Symptoms of a heat stroke: body temperature above 104 degrees or higher, altered mental state, confusion, agitated, irritability, disoriented, slur of speech, staggering, seizures, coma, gosh, dog, sweat leading to dry skin, headache, dizziness, nausea, vomiting, red skin, muscle weakness, or cramps. It'll get real out there, man. Get real. Seek higher ground in case of flooding. As we seen with the hurricane stuff, hurricanes be no joke. Tools to consider: a sharp knife, an axe, chop wood, carve stuff, whatever the case may be, gut a fish, skin a fish, take scales off, whatever, paracord, fishing line, and fishing hooks. Birds that we can, I went into that. Yeah, birds, make sure you watch the birds, if you need to. If you're not sure if it's a bird that you can eat or not, just watch the activity of them. Are they just, eating little, berries and stuff off the ground, or are they eating dead moose and dead, whatever the case may be. And no water birds. So no eating ducks. Ducks are not clean. No swans, pelicans, nothing like that. Seagulls. We don't deal with that. But that wraps up, man, I think. Oh, and I want to do this last precept. Cyrac 39:26. And that'll be it. I don't know, I think it's gonna be 3 hours. I knew it was gonna be a long video, but I didn't know it was gonna be this long. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour, wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil and clothing. So these are things that can take you a long way, especially in Jacob's trouble. So all praise the Most High, Lord willing. Y'all have had a good Sabbath. It seems like we done spent a good bit of our Sabbath on here. All praise the Most High.
Yeah, my Sabbath is about over.
All praise the Most High for the information, though, and being able to get into this.
Lord willing, we'll be back in 2 weeks. We'll go over the faith side because we didn't get to read Maccabees, so we'll touch on First Maccabees 6. We'll pick back up on First Maccabees 6. We'll pick up on, I think that's Second Maccabees 7, and then we will do a in-depth dietary what you can and cannot eat. So stay tuned. We'll be back in 2 weeks, Lord willing. Hopefully will not be almost 3 hours long. But hey, all praise to the Most High for allowing us to present such a beautiful lesson that we definitely had to rewatch. But we love y'all. Call it how about Shema Enjoy the rest of y'all Shabbat. Shalom.
Shalom. Shabbat.